Global oil keeps dumping sludge into the Atlantic Ocean.
That burns my ass!
Forget it, Ted. There's nothing you can do.
Maybe I can't, but Captain Planet can!
Kids, gather around. I'm gonna tell you about Captain Planet. There once was this rich madman named Ted Turner who owned all these TV channels. Before they hung him from the gallows, Ted used his powers to create the environmental hero, Captain Planet.
Captain Planet!
Now, let me tell you why this was stupid. These kids, the Planeteers, summoned Captain Planet with their magic rings. Problem was, he would show up for like 2 seconds, get weakened by some smog in the air, and retreat back into the Shadow Realm, while these unsupervised kids had to deal with the problems themselves.
Captain Planet!
Issue 2. They had the elemental powers of water, earth, fire, air, and heart. None of these so-called elements are on the periodic table of elements, so this is nothing but a bunch of lies and slander.
Most of the people will have died, and the rest of us will be cannibals. Civilization will have broken down.
This TV series, Captain Planet, dealt with heavy topics like pollution, gang violence, AIDS, Hitler. Hitler with a Hulk Hogan mustache, nonetheless. What you gonna do, Führer? Leave it to Captain Planet to have an episode where they go back in time and not kill Hitler. Way to go, man.
I wasn't prepared for the level of hatred radiating from that monster.
I haven't reviewed an individual TV episode since like 2012, and the reason I'm doing this again, cause 2 people brought this episode up and I thought, wow, this is shit. The episode Pollution Bomb deals with exactly what you'd expect.
I want more kids!
Look, I agree. There are too many people at Disneyland and someone's gotta do something. The Planeteers are alerted to a chunk of this building crumbling and about to crush a group of people. Captain Planet chooses to spare the humans, but somehow they all agree this building piece falling off was due to overpopulation.
This city is growing too fast. It's just not safe.
Maybe there are just too many people in one place.
If the number of people on our planet keeps growing the way it is, soon there will be too many people everywhere.
Hey, would anyone care to discuss the building slowly collapsing? Anyone? Or how about these reckless police units?
I think everyone should have fewer children. In some countries, the government recommends that a couple only have 2 children.
What? Recommends? Recommends? Are you sure about that? They recommend some people have fewer kids? Yeah, Peter, you're over the limit having 1 extra kid. If you could just drop off at least 1 baby at my office by tonight, that'd be great. Oh, and also, leave me a bottle of barbecue sauce, please. Hey, if you were a kid watching this and happened to be the 3rd born child, wouldn't you feel guilty? Oh man, Captain Planet says I'm part of the problem. I'm a monster. I never asked to be born.
That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch.
What if you lived in the Brady Bunch house? That's 6 kids. You know not all of them are gonna make it out alive. And we're not too sure about Alice's history as an ex-mercenary.
Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me?
The Planeteers are all in agreement, except for Wheeler. Yes, that is his name.
Yeah? Well, no one is gonna tell me how many kids I can have.
Wheeler, the only thing in your Yu-Gi-Oh deck is a Red Eyes Black Dragon and a V card.
Captain Planet is right. Earth cannot support many more people.
The world population in 1990 was 5 billion. Now it's 7 billion. Is it really a problem? I mean, I didn't see any posts about it on Tumblr, so I don't think there's anything to worry about. If this was really a problem, there'd be more post-apocalyptic movies about this, right? Come on. We're doing great. Nothing to worry about. But just in case, there's lots of ways we can settle this.
Fight! 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 Baby fights!
Wheeler vents his frustration on sailing until the storm ships him to an uncharted island with no contact from his friends. But something just isn't right about this island, and I think we're about to find out. Ow. They put Wheeler on this conveyor belt and whoa, he is ripped. He would use his fire ring to escape, but it's powerless when there's too much pollution in the air. You mean to tell me your weapon against pollution doesn't work if there's too much pollution around? How come it works in the city then, you fucking ironic hipster? Ratboy Genius the scientist took pity on him, stopped the machine, and explained the history of the rat people. They used to be a small society until they overpopulated, built cities, killed off and ate all the other animals, but the scientists explained the issue to a group of rational people.
My friends, we cannot go on having babies like there is no tomorrow.
Oh, yes we can.
We cannot feed or house the ones we have. We must slow down.
He's pointing out flaws, get him!
We'll get you SJW.
Since Wheeler's the first human they've discovered, the rat military decide to invade the mainland and hunt humans for food. This is not what Art Spiegelman fought for. How has this advanced rat civilization never once ventured to other islands, even when they have the boats to do so? And this general's got some balls to go after sentient creatures far bigger than him, going so far as to capture 2 other planeteers.
You and all your kind, a slave must learn to obey.
Oh, there. As this is going on, Wheeler breaks free till the military guys step in.
Wait! I talked him into it! Don't punish him!
Who asked you, slave?
Yeah, let's see you talk shit now, motherfucker! I butt-fuck rats like you for breakfast! He would have escaped, but they hold the scientist hostage. Military rats assure the people their starvation issue will be solved when they overtake the humans. But Wheeler decides enough is too much. You imprisoned me, you didn't give me a t-shirt, but you won't imprison my friends or my people. Everybody strap on. We're gonna Shingeki no Teen Titan this rat hole.
Hang on, friend. We're out of here.
You fool! After him!
Well, sorry, nothing that brutal happens in this episode, so Wheeler takes the scientist back to his family.
Thank you, Wheeler. Thank you.
Too bad the rest of the Planeteers are still captured. You guys are the biggest bunch of pussies ever. Step on them.
Fire!
Oh, thank God he had auto lock on. They're reunited and summon the pedo with the file, Captain Planet.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Thank you, Captain Planet.
You are nothing.
Well, my job's done here. Come along, kids, I need help getting out of my parallel parking space. In the end, the city crumbles from overpopulation, but much like global warming, 'twas but a dream.
You had a dream.
Hey guys, thanks for rescuing me and resting my head on this acid-burn surfboard. I just had a dream that scared my stupid American ignorance straight. So what's tonight's message?
So when it is your turn to have a family,
keep it small.
Wheeler's the master of keeping it small.
So let me rephrase why this was bullshit. If this was Wheeler's dream, why were we getting the story from the other Planeteers' perspective? Reason 2. Ted Turner's got 5 kids. Dude, pull out.
Protect the environment, or I'll kill you, Captain Planet!
I recall him saying he had them before he was aware of this issue. Whatever works. Play me out, Captain Planet.
Take it easy on our Earth and conserve what you can. The power is yours.
Oh, why'd you shoot me? Oh, fuck. Ow.
You'll pay for this, Captain Planet!
Are you tired of this happening? Well, you need Surfshark VPN. Yes, sir, the sponsor of tonight's video. What's a VPN? It's great. It changes your internet region and protects your privacy. You got Netflix, just switch regions and bam, you can see what other countries have on their Netflix. It's that easy. How about something to keep you safe, especially on public Wi-Fi? Nothing can stop you.
Use the code Rebeltaxi to get 83% off plus 3 extra months. Don't like that? You got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Oh, what? You got an incognito window on your browser? Wow, that's completely useless. Surfshark VPN. It's got clean web. This thing will block malicious ads, trackers, and malware. Don't trust an internet provider. Trust Surfshark VPN. Use the code Rebeltaxi to get 83% off plus 3 extra months. You got a 30-day money-back guarantee. VPN.
Super duper sumos, big ol' butts. They got guts, big ol' butts. What? They got guts and butts.
Oh my God, Becky.
You know, award season's around the corner, and I think we found a winner. Worst cartoon ever? Best cartoon ever. Super Duper Sumos. I think this is that show Ben 10 watches. It's 3 sumos, and they're protectors of the city.
Hey, where's the mayor?
She said you guys can fight all the monsters you want, just as long as you do it for free.
Well, fuck the mayor then. The entire show is ass jokes and close-ups of their ass. Let me remind you, this aired on children's television. I feel so uncomfortable. This shouldn't be for kids or anyone mentally functional. I now understand how someone not attracted to women feels when watching Kill la Kill.
Don't lose your way!
Excuse me? Kill la Kill is not just some crude fan service. It's actually a very genius, satirical, feminist anime.
I'd like to thank Richard of Stillwater, Oklahoma for mailing in this DVD. Thank you? You can submit stuff to my P.O. box in the description. Maybe I'll talk about it. For reasons probably never explained, this hideous child hangs around these near-naked grown men, to which I'm concerned about.
One thing I'll say for these guys, they've got guts.
I thank you, and my butt thanks you too.
I am calling the police.
All right, now I want you boys to scream real loud at my ass.
I can't help but feel the blonde one is always hitting on the little girl, but the sumos are adults. They also established the girl is their cousin named Prima. Get it? Cousin Prima? Like the strategy guide.
Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo.
And now witness this. There's a moment where the blonde one, Booma, meets up with Prima and walks her out, but who's this guy? He's on screen for a few seconds and is never referred to again.
Huh? Come on, Prima, let's take a picture!
Clearly he's creeping on this girl. What else could he be doing? So confirmed, in this wacky kids cartoon, pedophiles exist in the canonical universe of Super Duper Sumos.
He's a molester! He's a child molester! Ah! 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 You better run! You're lying!
This series is in the format of Powerpuff Girls, a Monster of the Week comedy, but it takes a page from anime transformations. The sumos have a power-up sequence. It goes on for 50 seconds, and they do this twice an episode. With that and a minute-long intro and credit sequence, they're saving nearly 4 minutes of animation time in a 21-minute show. 20% of each episode is recycled footage. Wow, cutting corners on the animation. This is Kill la Kill. Well, La Kill and anything by animation studio Gainax or Trigger cuts corners to put most of their effort in action sequences. Well, I guess it's no different here. This is some of the most expensive-ass butt animations the great nation of Canada can offer.
Turn around, stick it out, even white boys got to shout.
Super Duper Sumos is not all that bad, just look at all the diversity. Now everyone can feel ashamed. Their names are Mamu, Booma, and Chemo, which is the kind of therapy you'll need after this.
Booma, prepare to be dipped in the chocolate of truth and rolled in the sprinkles of consequence.
No, no, no.
Hey, you know the rules. The sumo who finds the toy surprise gets to drink the chocolatey milk.
No.
Drinking the chocolatey milk from the bowl is indeed a great honor!
If you're wondering why the blonde one sounds familiar, it's Matt Hill, the voice of Ed and Captain N. Funny they censor themselves by calling him Captain N. I have a few black friends, so I think I should be allowed to call him Captain
Nick or Treat Live!
Ah, yes, I remember Nick or Treat Live.
Nick or Treat!
One of Nickelodeon's longest-running Halloween blocks in the 90s.
Nick or Treat!
Speaking of television blocks, I can still recall watching Super Duper Sumos on Nickelodeon in their short-lived Slam block back in 2002 or so. It was like their edgy teen angst hour, and neither of these things lasted that long. Well, I guess maybe it did better in Japan.
Sumo wrestlers are revered!
In Japan.
When you have quality programming like Butt Ugly Martians, what could go wrong?
We are the Martians, the Butt Ugly Martians. We don't really want a war. I just want a hoverboard.
Sumos is pretty much forgotten. There has to be a fan of the series somewhere. WikiHow.com. How to become Booma from Super Duper Sumos on Club Penguin. Oh man, this is exactly what I need. Warning, do not call your butt sexy. You will probably attract love, but you might get banned.
Hey guys, we're having a flashback!
Oh, but look out, J.J. Abrams, because there's a deeper lore going on, as we often flash back to their training from Master Wisdom-san.
Our beloved master and teacher made sure we had a super nutritious diet.
Why? At the end of the day, when the villain is defeated, they proceed to ritualistically tap their asses together in a transmutation circle, launching a beacon to the planet Vulcan, and signal Master Vader to their victory. It gets to a breaking point where it's so horrendous, I'm laughing at it. I mean, is it a good show? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Who would make this show?
Eek.
Oh, that explains everything. The show remains obscure, but similar to GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, the video game's popularity surpasses the source material. Is it for how incredible the game is? So many gaming articles and videos consider it one of the worst video game box covers ever.
Okay, large fat men in thongs, smiling, throwing their asses up into the air, slamming them together, and something green is coming out? No.
I brought up Super Duper Sumos with people, and the first response has repeatedly been, "Oh, you mean the video game?" No. Nobody is aware it was ever a TV series. So how's the actual game? What the hell am I looking at? It's a nothing special beat 'em up on the Game Boy Advance. Fight guys, move on. After mutilating these thugs, you consume what I believe is their eternal holy soul to charge up some special attack that is activated through a button that does not exist. I push every button and whatever this does not do what it's supposed to. I don't even know what these enemies are. Were these in the show? I've had enough. Just do it. End me. End my life. Yes! Sweet release. Oh, wait, I still have 4 more lives left, okay.
Sorry, Booma. I'm a city girl. Takes something pretty big to impress me.
Hey, my butt's pretty, and it's big! Watch this and prepare to be impressed.
Aw, nuts!
Well, with 26 episodes and 1 video game, so ends the Super Duper Sumos legacy. Maybe we'll see Sumos again. In hell!
Here.
At the dawn of every TV show, only 1 episode is produced. This is called a pilot.
How did you get to be such a good pilot?
If a network approves, more episodes are funded. Rejected, only 1 episode it remains. And that's what I'm counting down. These are my top 5 failed pilots and shorts. Volume 4, Comic-Con's coming up. We gotta do a video fast.
It's my birthright. But when it comes to quenching one, that's why there's Gatorade.
The acid taste of Gatorade.
I remember when Gatorade had this promotion called Mission G.
Get your ass in the car!
No idea what it was, yet included was the pilot Blockheads. A young MC named Black and his friends want to be a rapper and make it big in Empire City. Black struggles with gang violence and performing in rap battles. And I mean rap battles.
Slaps harder than your love child does that. That's why you pray for me to fail. But you're blind to the fact that I'm succeeding like you're reading Braille.
It's like hip-hop with lasers. Full Metal Alchemist, the rap opera. Come on, this is a concept I demand more of. You could probably track down the indie comic it's based on. I suggest we try emailing Gatorade for more. Maybe they have a Gmail?
Empire City! Awake from the darkness!
I'm gonna make things right!
I've talked about Lakewood Plaza Turbo. It's Adventure Time crossed with Dragon Ball, which is now in production. Well, I found its Chilean cousin, Gopa Duro Hara, or Strike Hard Hara. Hara is the last female alive, and with her jabroni friendzoni, they battle through the wasteland. Think Fist of the North Star meets Adventure Time.
Golpeas como una chica.
Oye, ¿qué es una chica?
Por mis ancestros que no conozco, sufrirás la ira de la única mujer en el mundo.
Now let me save myself some hate mail and read this comment I've received a few times over. You compared Adventure Time to Dragon Ball. I lost my respect for you. First off, to any anime fans who may write this, let me say for starters, I don't know you, so already your respect was worthless to me. Second, if you think you're a superior person over the TV shows you watch, you really have nothing to be proud of in life. Anyway, Gopa Duro Hara is an online short by Marmota Studios. They're in the vein of Cartoon Hangover as they both feature original online shorts.
¿Qué eres tú? ¿Un enano deforme?
Soy la gran Jaramillo.
There are English subtitles for Gopa Duro Hara, but currently are out of sync to the video, so sorry. If you're still waiting for Lakewood Plaza Turbo and can speak Spanish, you can have this too.
She wants the, she loves the, she needs the, she gets the, she wants the.
Nope, this ain't the Gorillas, it's Global Astroliner Gao, a music video / proof of concept as part of some anthology series of other animated shorts called The Amazing Nuts. The music video has a cop hunting down a lady, we see some cool character designs, and that's it. Hardly any info online exists. I discovered the artist Daisuke Nakayama's website, but it's in Japanese. I even found out there's a manga available in Japan only. But there's another similar music video that came out a little later, You Get Ultra Ghost Attack Team. It's 1 minute long and that's all. Clearly there's potential for a series. I barely know what this is, but I want it.
Good morning.
Did you ever watch Uncle Grandpa and thought, this is just too normal? Well, here's Jammers. This little middle schooler, Carol, is desperate for a prom date as her floating self-conscious belittles her.
I just want a baby boy date of my own. Is that too much to ask for? Carol, I'm your subconscious. You know it's too much to ask for. I don't want to hear it, little Carol.
It's Pepper Ann on acid. Carol's pressured into becoming more feminine, but hey, girls like gross out humor too. And that's what this is.
Carol, you stink. Boys like good smells like flowers and citrus fruits. Liar!
Jammers was adapted from creator Liz Hickey's even more deranged comic, which is out of print everywhere, so too bad. Something like Uncle Grandpa has a straight man, a normal character to relate to and balance out the crazy.
Oh, Tim Tam.
There is no straight man in Jammers. This thing is about as straight as a pride parade. Sometimes you just have to say, screw it, it's a cartoon, set it to full blast.
Yes!
Honorable mentions. I don't know, we'll do this again, whatever. Number 1, let's go. Okay, months back I was sent this website, rainbowmonkeys.com. Seemed terrible enough, but underneath was something more ominous. Type in the name of a K&D character or key phrase, receive a status. I'll link a list of past phrases in the description. What you're looking to type in is the word galactic. You're then treated to an unfinished animatic of the Galactic Kids Next Door, a teaser to a continuation of K&D where number 1 contemplates retconning the Earth.
No! My family is there! Your family! Our friends!
It's ruled by adults. Infested.
This was merely an unofficial test, not from Cartoon Network, but by series creator Mr. Warburton, in hopes executives will see there's still an audience for Kids Next Door. Is it going to happen? We don't know yet. If Powerpuff Girls can get a movie, 2 anniversary specials, and a reboot series in 2016, Cartoon Network should continue something else too. Normally, I don't condone petitions since they never work, but you might as well fill this one out, just to show that there is still interest in this series. Links to that below.
Don't you want a rematch?
Ooh, spooky. We got another lost piece of cartoon media. Are you ready, kids?
No.
Well, let's do this anyway. A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, the unofficial mockumentary. So you could be looking at this cover with the mindset of, what the fuck is this? Well, no one really knows. No screenshots, videos, anything confirmed to be real. Assuming it is real. Is it real? Is real? According to the website Lost Media Wiki, this was sold for 1 day on Amazon in 2011 before going out of stock. Likely for legal reasons. This is an unofficial mockumentary that tried to pass for parody law, so maybe it's legal to sell this under parody and fair use, but you know how Nickelodeon and Viacom are. I don't know what you all think, but this sounds like a lot of... So how did people figure out this existed? Amazon, Overstock, a lot of websites. This thing could be fake for all we know. All it takes is for someone to make one Amazon listing, and other competing shopping websites will duplicate it to their archives. Now let's analyze this DVD cover. Who's this kid? He's actually a pre-existing stock image from a website, which could deny the existence, but graphic designers often purchase stock images. It costs money, but it's faster than setting up a photo shoot, getting the equipment, lighting, makeup, stuff like that. Next we have the backdrop clearly ripping off SpongeBob's home. This illustration was traced back to artist Jorge Pacheco. Nolan from our Pizza Party podcast was quick to contact him. Jorge made 2 versions of this drawing for the client that commissioned his work. The first one was denied after a lawyer of the client felt it looked too similar to SpongeBob's actual home, which is where this cover was created. The client is a realtor, a person who sells homes, so either the realtor makes crummy knockoff films by night, or some asshole stole his art. Let's look closer at the reviews on top. Fantastic. A total crowd pleaser. Great film. Very creative. These reviews are by both people who never worked for this publication, while some of these publications flat out are non-existent. So who made this film? That's a confusing mystery too. Innovision Films, Regal Films, Relentless Media Group, different website sources point to different producers. The distributor, Relentless Media Groups, is a legit company who released other DVDs that do exist, like this Justin Bieber documentary.
Just 4 short years ago, Justin Bieber did not...
Oh, that is not Justin Bieber. That's Justin Bieber. Oh wait, it's an unofficial Justin Bieber documentary, meaning they could not use his image or music whatsoever. They got some generic brown-haired kid for the stock image in this crappy slideshow of a film. Imagine giving this to a preteen girl for their birthday. I wanted Justin Bieber, but all I saw was Cheapy McCheapskate. Obviously, Justin wasn't present for interviews in this film, but they interviewed one of his fangirls.
He got over 10 million hits on his videos on YouTube, which was amazing. No other kid had got that many hits.
That was not generic and scripted at all. So if Relentless Media Group wanted to dick right off Bieber, why not one of the most popular children's television shows?
The money is always right.
Now, they may or may not have created A Day with SpongeBob. They're the distributor who only put these DVDs in store shelves. Regal or Inavision Films are the possible creators. Now, I warn you, stay away from Regal Films' official website as it tries to install Trojan viruses into your system. Either they were hacked or someone bought up the website. Should you use Internet Wayback Machine, a domain that archives past website layouts, we can see at one point Regal really did have an online presence and made other unauthorized documentaries from the likes of Steve Jobs, Oprah, and Taylor Swift. Not only that, but their headquarters and contact info is listed. Anonymous users from the Fortune 500 company said they have attempted visiting their offices in person. Conflicting reports reveal they're abandoned, while others say the location is within a space at a shopping mall that's not publicly accessible. So it's likely that's where Frank West could be keeping survivors.
Can't get it at the box or the flicks? Hastings has it 28 days before them.
I'm starting to believe this isn't a hoax. There's archives of vendors who at one point did have it in stock. 2 current Hastings employees came forward anonymously on Fortune's coup board and ordered a DVD through Hastings' secret employee catalog thing that only employees can order from, I guess. It'll take 2 weeks to ship.
2 weeks later.
First off, Hastings the book and movie store, that's still around? Mine closed down. And second, it's been over 2 weeks and so far, no word back. I'd say they deserve punishment for their lies, but the ultimate punishment would be working at Hastings. No disrespect to retail employees making a living, it's just that all these book and movie stores are going down the path of Blockbuster. You know what else is really hard to find? The Mean Girls DS game. Go ahead, you can't find anything on it. No screenshots, videos, emulators, ROMs, nothing. Yet it's listed on Walmart and other sites. Do not get it confused with the iOS Mean Girls game, that's different. There's something creepy about researching lost pieces of media. A few screenshots of the mockumentary surfaced, but just like a retail employee's optimism, they're fake as shit. You can put any jumble of SpongeBob-esque images together and say it's the lost film, someone's gonna believe it. I sometimes upload random photos and videos of people claiming it's me, and people will grasp desperately at it believing me. There's reviews on Amazon that are likely just jokes, but strangely enough, someone uploaded what's said to be the theme song of the film back in 2014. In a magical and possibly false renovation, a former Regal Films employee came forward anonymously, but their description of the movie's plot conflicts with the official summary on Regal Films. I posted both those stories and my sources in the YouTube description. As the official summary reads, SpongeBob lives in Hollywood and runs a contest for a child to spend the day with him until things get screwed up. Just from that, I'm pretty much expecting...
Hey everybody, it's me, Cool Cat, and I've got a fantastic story to tell you!
Placing my bet on it now, this video is gonna be some guy in a store-bought SpongeBob costume walking around Hollywood Boulevard with a little kid who's really just the filmmaker's son.
We're not SpongeBob.
Things are just getting shadier. 4chan...
Do we even know who is this 4chan?
4chan has been tracking down Regal Films to discover they've repeatedly changed names, had other films and failed Kickstarters made, yet any employee they've contacted affiliated with them seems to not exist, deny any knowledge of A Day with SpongeBob, or be in prison. At this point, we're all just starting to speculate if this is either a front for a money laundering scheme, or just some small company trying to make a quick buck and distance itself from past failures. Pretty sure it's the latter. It's possible this was pulled from store shelves for copyright reasons. Using my connections, I messaged a friend working on a current show at Nickelodeon, but they've yet to find a higher-up that knows anything about the Spongebob mockumentary. How can something like this vanish? There's social media posts from 2012 of people who worked for Regal or bragged about watching A Day with SpongeBob. It looks so familiar. I felt as though I passed by this at a Walmart years ago. It shouldn't be so difficult to track down a DVD this recent. I had a dream a few weeks back. I found the lost DVD in my room. But it was just one of those dreams where you get something and begin waking up to realize it wasn't actually in your hands. I guess we're a long ways off from finding A Day with SpongeBob. Until now. Thanks to Sandra of Corpus Christi, Texas, who found a bootleg version of this at a flea market. She sent this to my P.O. box in the description. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here's the menu. Play. Yes! Oh god!
Are you legal-aged adults ready to watch some porn?
Excuse me?
Who lives in a vibrator under the sea?
I think I've made a terrible mistake.
One pair of pants later.
Man, oh man, I love shitting on the floor of my grandma's house.
I love Japan, period.
I love anime.
And manga!
Golly gee whiz, Batman, aren't anime video game crossovers just great? There's so many of them.
In Japan.
Yeah, they rarely get released internationally. Unless you want to fork over the cash for shipping the game, maybe also a Japanese console to get past the region lock, and get through menus of text you can't read, it's not worth it. You hear about these cool Japanese games, but you know that's a lost cause for anyone overseas. It's like having sex with a woman 5 months pregnant, because that baby was fucked from the start. Until now! Released in North America, J-Stars Victory Versus for PS3, PS4, and Vita. Vita, a Shonen Jump crossover fighter. You like anime?
I love anime.
I'm anime all over this place. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, Macaroni Kenshin, Bobobo, Saint Seiya, Fist of the North Star, JoJo, Pac-Man, Goku, Goku's hairdresser, a Jehovah's Witness, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Cop Till You Drop, big-breasted female character, big-breasted female character. This thing, I don't know who the fuck this is. Let's play this game. Alright, games today you have to install first. Yes! Oh god! Oh god, yes! So let's talk about the gameplay. How would one compare J-Stars to the 70 trillion Dragon Ball Z games that were released last week? Well, it's not aerial-based combat, as you mostly remain grounded. I would line this up next to Power Stone or Anarchy Reigns, an open arena fighter, 2-on-2 battles as each gets one assist character to summon. With Anarchy Reigns being both one of my favorite games and indie rap soundtracks, J-Stars plays as well as I expected, give or take a few problems. When you knock down an opponent, they're invincible for a few seconds after they get back up. You have a sprint button, but your turning is limited and not all the characters can attack while running. Story mode. This has you sailing around the map, either picking fights or doing fetch quests. This story mode is nothing interesting. Text, stock images, and no voices except for several Japanese sound bites. It's so much to skim through, but the bonding between different franchises can be kinda nice. I love sending opponents flying through buildings. The environments go through all this destruction. It's a real tease. I wish you could venture beyond the small areas provided. The camera can get lost in the environment, and I don't know if it's just my console or does the game repeatedly freeze for a split second. Ooh, the Dark Tournament Stadium from Yu Hakusho. That's a series that does not get brought up as much as it should. First thing I did on the stage is pick the roid-raging Toguro and beat up this anime child. To repeat myself, invincibility recovery does not belong here, at least not after they stand back up. In other fighting games, invincibility is only active when the opponent is on the ground. That's my main nitpick. Everything else translated so well in 3D. I have to praise the sheen of Saint Seiya's armor, it's just like the anime. And manga! Oh, and to clear up any confusion, Saint Seiya was known as Knights of the Zodiac in America. I've only ever watched Seiya in Mexico next to episodes of Ramna 1/2 and Allow me to go off topic here, but while I was editing this video, I found out this legitly was the theme song to the US version of Saint Seiya. No, I did not click on some kid's AMV. The US theme song really is I Ran by the Flock of Seagulls, covered by Bowling for Soup. That symbol of the early 2000s pop-punk era, now known for the Phineas and Ferb theme. You might as well have gotten the Alien Ant Farm cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal and made that the theme song to Lupin III. Well, I'd talk more of the early 2000s, but let's get back to modern video gaming.
Sagittarius no Yayo, Yuke! Ogon no Yayo!
There's a tiny bit of customization for your skill sets with these card decks. Unfortunately, it's a long stretch before you start unlocking any of these. I haven't a clue what this does, but you can also switch your character type from Effort, Triumph, and Friendship.
Friendship? Again?
Multiplayer, either it's 2-player split screen or 4-player online. You best play the story mode before inviting friends over. Victory Versus from the jump gives you 6 out of 32 playable characters. It won't take long to unlock the rest doing story missions for in-game money. The story mode is pretty repetitive. It goes on for hours and you're fighting the same 39 playable characters over and over. There's no special boss characters or weird drastic change-ups like Metal Naruto or Fighting Polygon Team, and no areas outside the battle arena to explore on foot. What this needed was an army of generic weaker goons to change things up, like Anarchy Reigns or Dynasty Warriors. And just like Anarchy Reigns, it also could have used an original rap soundtrack. That would improve any video game. There's two ways you can review a licensed game. Should you play it if you're a fan of the property, and should you play it had you never known it was based on something? But then I realized, to hell with the first one, I have standards! If you're wanting a simplistic fighter akin to Power Stone, I highly recommend this. But maybe on discount. It's a fun game, yet the battle system could have been improved. If you already imported this game from Japan a year prior to the US release, the only difference our region added was English text, arcade mode, and balanced some of the overpowered characters. I guess if you're seeking more globally released anime crossovers, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom? Yeah, that game featured many anime characters such as Who Cares? I Don't Know You, That's My Purse. Oh, and Cashern's here. Now, J-Stars is a perfect balance between a roster of familiar and obscure. I have never heard of half these animes. Who is this guy, and why is he carrying around a baby so carelessly?
Excuse me, would you like this baby? Please take it. We don't want it anymore.
When they make another crossover anime game, who would you all like to see added? I know it's not the same company as Shonen Jump, but Sailor Moon. Goku versus Asagi, whatever her name was. That is the anime fight of the 90s. Tune in next week where we review other Crossover anime fighters like Gainax, Garugamesh, Garbanzo, Gaping, motherfucking Miyazaki, Moe, Melee, Animator, Annihilator, Hentai, Hemorrhage, Hoedown. It's the best game ever!
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
If you're a kid in a long car trip in the early 2000s, all you had was your Game Boy Advance. Video games are cool and all, but I want to watch cartoons on the go. How do you do that? Watch it on your iPod? Not in 2004! There was no YouTube or videos on our iPods, no downloading our movies. The stuff we can do now without leaving home is insane.
Users can choose from classics and new releases to TV shows, and even search for children's movies based on age. That's you, Pinocchio.
Well, there's only one person I can turn to if I want to watch movies on the go in 2003. Dad! Can we buy a portable DVD player?
We already got you a Game Boy.
Oh! So, what if you can watch cartoons on your Game Boy Advance?
Game Boy Advance Video!
Now Game Boy Advance plays more than games. It's got TV shows, too.
Game Boy Advance Video. All your favorite shows. Kim Possible, Sonic X, Brady Mr. Whiskers, Eddie. Pokemon, Super Monkey Robot, Hyper Neo, Nazi Republican, Neo fucking Hyper Force Go, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball G, and SpongeBob, yeah!
With GBA Video, the shows are right in the cartridges. One video pack holds multiple episodes.
Whoa, it's TV without the TV.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks to Raul of Missouri for donating these Game Boy Advance cartridges. My P.O. box is in the description. I'm looking for some more video nows for a future similar video. I already have this color model and Nickelodeon CDs donated to me by Kelby of Pennsylvania and Nolan from the podcast. So you'll notice, unlike normal Game Boy cartridges, these are gray, but let's play one of these. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You kids don't know how lucky you are. By default, all your portable devices today you can play in the dark. But in my day, I had to deal with this. It took Nintendo up until 2003 with the Game Boy Advance SP model to think, maybe we should have a light on the screen. I don't understand, like, their competition in 1990, the Sega Game Gear, had a backlight, and it never became a standard for Nintendo till 13 years later. Though in 1998, they had the Game Boy Light in Japan only. So if your family road trip goes into the night and you want to play Game Boy in the dark, I guess Father wouldn't mind me turning on one of these car lights.
Turn off the light, I can't see!
Yes, Father! Or you can use this stupid thing I had, the Nyko Worm Light. No matter how many times you twist it, no matter what religious deity you pray to, this Madoka-forsaken thing would either bend at the most useless angle or leave a glare on the screen. You know what? Fuck it, I'm turning this light on.
Oh God, I can't see!
Well, that's not going to go over well with the insurance company. Now, let's watch some of these GBA videos. 4, 3, 2, 1. Aw, shit, son, Rugrats all grown up. It's the Dragon Ball Z of Rugrats.
Every birthday, my mom and dad would say, you're another year older, another year wiser.
But I still go to school to get an education because I'm already 3 years to this college damnation. Even for a small screen, the video quality looks like a low-res YouTube video, but it's tolerable. Like segregation. I guess it could be worse.
Even from this distance, the production values look remarkably cheap.
Each time you boot up these carts, it reminds you they're uncompatible with the GBA player. That's an add-on to the Nintendo GameCube system, letting you project Game Boy games on your TV. The GBA Video's official website, which is still up, gives this dodgy PR excuse that GBA Videos is about enjoying your favorite video on the go.
Didn't you ever once think of the customer?
I don't know if I should be mad the option wasn't there, or be glad for how shitty the quality will be on a bigger screen. Making the picture worse is the brightness adjuster, allowing you to give the film a nice mayonnaise abortion aesthetic. The Game Boy's dark enough, but for some masochistic reason you can turn down the brightness. I assume this begs the question, turn down for what? Hey, there's some pros to GBA Video. You got Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, the best Sponge Man episode, at 240 by 160 resolution, yo! I recommend you watch this SpongeBob Fun Facts video from All Time Numbers. Might be uploaded either today or tomorrow.
Say the old Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, unite!
Now, for the low price of 20 buttfucks, how much content do you get for one of these cartridges? 2 episodes, each 30 minutes long. That's it. For near the same price now, you can buy a whole season's worth of episodes and watch it on your iPod. For 20 bucks, I can buy the Season 4 box set of Adventure Time and give Marceline a kiss on the lips. But have you heard? Not only are there TV shows on GBA Video, but movies! Shark Tale and the first 2 Shrek films. Hey guys, you wanna watch Shrek? You wanna come over to my house and frickin' watch a 90-minute movie of Shrek on my Game Boy Advance? Cause we'll do it! The Game Boy barely had enough space to contain 2 episodes. An entire movie, well, look at it. You can count the frames per second, there's like 3. In a world where the Shrek you take is equal to the Shrek you make, is this the way you wanna watch Shrek? No. GBA Video is worthless, but if you're transported back to 2003 or 4, I guess I recommend it if you're going on a road trip. In a time when your options were either shit or nothing, your only option is to take a shit. I want Raven to rip my teeth out and tongue my bloody mouth. These are my top 5 current cartoons that I haven't talked about already in other videos. Part of a new top 10 or Did You Know video each month. It's Juice and Jam time. Currently airing on Cartoon Network at 5 a.m. Central Time, Sonic Boom. I'd like to Sonic his boom. This is something no one looked forward to. The video game Sonic Boom is a glitched up disaster. On the other hand, the cartoon based on it is pretty funny.
Hey, I got an idea!
They've done it! A new record!
It's quick with snarky, smart aleck humor that totally fits Sonic's character. Though no one could ignore the redesigns, especially how big Knuckles is now. Yet I feel it adds to his character. He's so stupid now.
Oh, please don't cook me, Knuckles! Today turned out a lot different than I expected.
They've dumbed him down, but it's a comedy. There are some floaty action sequences, yet I have no hesitation to say that this is one of the better Sonic cartoons.
All in a day's work.
They just
Ask yourself, how many articles of clothing do you own with marijuana leaves printed on? Well, who cares, because Major Lazer on FXX channel is just for you. It at first resembles an 80s cartoon parody of G.I. Joe, of this Jamaican commando fighting the corrupt government, until you see it's an electronic Rastafarian musical series.
Feels like it's laced with some kind of acid. Should've took the advice the old Rasta gave ya. Cause not even Major Lazer can save ya.
This is where I discovered Major Lazer was created by a music project collaboration by the same name. This cartoon reminds me of that weird Love Ducks show from Arthur. You'll want to watch it for the music and colors.
The only problem with getting this high is coming back down.
Here's a slice of life cartoon about childhood. You could say it's a more fantasy version of Clarence, Nickelodeon's Harvey Beaks. I'd like to Harvey some dents. It has that reminiscing on summer vacation with friends sort of feeling.
Now concentrate and find your center of gravity.
I feel alive inside! Am I moving?
But I think the strength is in the voice acting, especially with Harvey and his mother. They just feel authentic. Sometimes hiring actual kids to play kids works better than a grown woman voice acting as a child character. That is until the kid's voice starts to change with age and things get a little weird. So many viewers have pointed out Gumball Watterson looks like Harvey, who looks like the frog from Breadwinners, who looks like Spike from Super Mario, and at the very start of the apex of the evolution chain, Pepe the Frog from the comic Boys Club. Let's see people doubt evolution now. If you remember Chowder, this is by the same creator, CH Green Bladder Infection. It isn't as outgoing, but you'll still get hints of Chowder in there, and I'd like to chowd her.
Who are you?
I'm a magical princess from another dimension.
Hey, you like Mabel from Gravity Falls? Well, this is even more Mabel. Star versus the forces of evil on Disney XD. I'd like to star. Star Butterfly is a magical princess from another dimension whose royal parents proclaimed, "You know what, kid? We ain't buying you any more Monster High dolls, so we're shipping your weeaboo face to Earth to live a normal school life and occasionally deal with magical occurrences with your new friend, Marco, the Mexican." I'm Mexican, I know these things.
I'm sorry, Marco. How about a little sunshine to brighten your day?
As I said, Star is very much like Mabel in that quirky, overactive humor, but that don't mean they won't try to sneak in more disturbing situations.
Sure.
I wanted to be my boyfriend.
Me too. High five.
The action is directed so well, and usually in these kinds of cartoons, one of them's gotta be the coward or something, but they're both competent within danger.
You can fight?
It's called karate.
And now for some honorable mentions, which there are none yet again. So name some current cartoons and I'll hopefully discuss them in a future video.
This film has gone through so many permutations.
So many.
First, we reimagined the whole film as an interactive social media experience.
Those are the dumbest words I've ever heard.
I know.
Exclusively for the online video service Netflix is the Hollywood showbiz satire BoJack Horseman, voiced by Will Arnett. And I'd love BoJack's a has-been 90s sitcom star in modern day trying to get his life back together. He's a complete, though honest, jerk.
And you are a horrible person. And you not understanding that you're a horrible person doesn't make you less of a horrible person.
It's necessary to watch the episodes in order. There's running gags and a developing plot as BoJack starts to open up about his problems. They conclude the story arc after its 12th episode, but it opens up for another, and yes, season 2 is confirmed.
Hooray! Everything is meaningless! Nothing I do has consequence!
Sometimes the subplots build up to a thud. You know, you rarely find any story-based American cartoons. Typically, episodes have to stand on their own, so any new potential viewers won't be lost. But with on-demand video like Netflix, I'm hoping they can do more with this.
Don't you want a rematch?
This Saturday morning, you're invited to the Kids WB Big Premiere.
Awesome!
A jam-packed morning featuring brand new series premieres of
The Mummies, R.L. Stein's The Nightmare Room, Yu-Gi-Oh! King of Games, X-Men Evolution, Jackie Chan Adventures.
Plus, one more thing, the all-new Johto League Champions.
My favorite Kids WB cartoons: Pokemon, X-Men Evolution, Shaolin Showdown, and Jackie Chan Adventures. Back in the year 2000 of the new millennium, I'm sorry, the Willennium as some of us called it, Jackie Chan got his own cartoon. As an 8-year-old, when I first heard Jackie Chan was getting a cartoon series, I had no idea who that was. The basic gist is, Jackie's a big Hong Kong action comedy star who did all his own stunts, then crossed over into America and made a bunch of shitty films, and also Rush Hour, which was not shitty.
Chuck Norris stars in Chuck Norris Karate Commandos.
Now, there's a whole line of celebrity-endorsed cartoons. Mr. T, Chuck Norris,
I'll finish Norris!
Mary-Kate and Ashley, Mike Tyson, and even wrestler Hulk Hogan, which I kinda like his theme song. Wait, I heard that song before. Son of a bitch. Every episode is the same Indiana Jones formula. Jackie's gotta find a magical artifact before the bad guys do. Oh, and his fictional niece Jade tags along. Chan says for her to stay there and don't interfere, and what does Jade do? She does interfere! What the heck?
Stay here, or I'll put you on the first flight back to Hong Kong.
Scout's honor! Like I'm a scout?
The freaking Scout's a spy!
We've already made that reference.
A lot of people hate Jade, but I find her a lot more tolerable than the other sidekicks you see in these types of cartoons. It's strange, like when you're a kid you want to be Batman or Superman, but for me, I wanted to be Jade, cause Jackie did all the hard work and I didn't have to do anything.
One more thing.
You also got Uncle, expert on all things magic. Is he Jackie's uncle or Jade's uncle? No one knows. Back to my 8-year-old self, I recall watching Rush Hour on TV and questioning where Jade and Uncle were. How is this related to Jackie Chan? Is that guy Uncle? Was he out in the sun too long?
Hey, Jackie, in your own words, what is chi?
Everything is about chi is about...
Other than the live-action Q&A at the end of each episode, Jackie doesn't appear in the cartoon to voice his character. You have voice actor James Tsai impersonating him. It's pretty interesting James also played Monkey in the Kung Fu Panda TV series, as the movie version of Monkey is voiced by Jackie Chan, when those two sound nothing alike. Sure, he was too busy in Hollywood making movies, but Jackie had involvement creating the characters based on his family and friends. But yeah, the 5 TV seasons produced follow a different set of artifacts they must collect. Obviously, the best ones were the talismans, based on the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac. How many of you wished you had these things and the one power they each granted? Super strength, super speed, levitation, invisibility, invincibility, healing, that kind of makes the invincibility redundant, anamorphing fireballs, bringing inanimate objects to life, motion to the motionless as they called it, heat vision, that's a little specific, splitting into 2 versions of yourself, one good and one evil, going unconscious and turning into a ghost who can't touch anything, you can only just go into people's dreams and that's it. Those powers were so cool, except for the sheep one.
I wasn't going to use these, but now you've made me mad! Huh?
All the time as a child, I would fantasize having these talismans and being a member of the Teen Titans. Yeah, the talismans were cool, but we're here for the martial arts. The first few episodes of the series, the animation was incredibly fluid. It's a series that stays true to Jackie Chan. In his films, Chan is never to be portrayed as the unstoppable badass. He's just some goofy schlub who happens to know martial arts. Fun fact, Jackie may seem happy, but if you zoom in hard enough, he just ain't feeling it today. Admittedly, Jackie Chan Adventures' formulaic episodes overstayed its welcome.
Stop! No power! No!
Every episode is go find this thing. Oh, but magic must defeat magic. El Toro never removes his mask. And Jade, stay there, Jade, no, stay, no, Jade, no, Jade, no! Disregarding The Simpsons, I think this is the cartoon with the most catchphrases ever.
Magic must defeat magic.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'll bring it back, thank you!
El Toro Fuerte never removes his mask.
One more thing.
Angry Crow takes flight. Ebu stands on mounted donkey, plucks two peaches.
Overall, it was a fun series that had an ongoing plot, while being easy for the unfamiliar to jump aboard at nearly any episode. Just make sure you jump in at the first 2 or 3 seasons.
You are telling me one man stopped you. 3 of my enforcers, armed with high-tech weapons, were defeated by an archaeologist.
Did we mention he had windshield wipers?
Hey Jackie, what inspired you to make this TV show?
Money.
When I was young, I always liked cartoon. I really hope someday I want to be a cartoon character.
Jackie Chan Adventures premiered 15 years ago. Kids are the future. These celebrity-based cartoons' intent are to appeal to a new generation. You don't see celebrity-endorsed cartoons anymore, since now you got social media to connect with a younger audience. There is that Mike Tyson mystery show, but it's a parody of that, so it doesn't really count. The difference between Jackie Chan and those other shows is they put their celebrity on a pedestal. You're not meant to relate to them, you're intended to idolize them like, wow, good for you, you're rich and got all this crap and you're secret agents and you're Chuck Norris and you get to travel the world and snort cocaine and get away with murder. Screw you guys. While Jackie Chan is flawed, he doesn't win because he's the baddest bitch in town. Somehow, with his martial arts training and a bit of dumb luck, he just does it.
Cartoon can do all kind of things I cannot do in my real life. After so many years later, the people, the children still can remember me. Today, my dream come true. I love cartoon.
Your name will be inscribed in the pages of fighting history.
Holy shit.
Let me tell you, I barely watched the 80s cartoon of Jem and the Holograms, but even I felt insulted by the movie. It vaguely resembles anything out of the cartoon. Jem 2015 is the cliche, rags to riches, we're now a famous band, the recording company is evil, and oh no, you're going solo? What about us? This was about the music. And they break up. Though here they abruptly break up, cry for 5 minutes, and they just come back like, whatever, we're cool now, no explanation. This movie is 2 hours long. Jimmy Neutron did the same story in 15 minutes.
I want to have everything you want.
Go watch Straight Outta Compton, Selena, Josie and the Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats had the same story, but it took itself less seriously. The Jem cartoon itself, from what I understand, is a soap opera about Jerrica, the owner of Starlight Enterprise, who moonlights in a band under the name Jem and the Holograms, using a hologram to change forms. Like Hannah Montana, she's got a double life. She's also got a rival band killing her buzz, the Misfits, who aren't in this film.
Nobody wants to hear this boring stuff, old man. Yeah, take a hike, Jack.
Because the director is known for G.I. Joe Retaliation and 2 Justin Bieber documentaries, they repeat the Bieber origin of getting famous on YouTube instantly over one video. Aren't there any movies about characters trying, failing, and trying again to get famous? The first of Pixar's 22 rules of storytelling is you admire a character for trying more than for their successes. If you want to connect with your audience, that'd be more relatable.
The biggest record company in the world wants to sign us.
You're gonna be famous!
Now, let me open with a quote from the star of the film, Aubrey Pepples. There's a lot of pressure because we changed so much of it, but in my personal opinion is that if we tried to replicate it, we would get just as much, if not more hate, because we would never do it justice. There would always be something a little bit off. Okay, first off, she's being recorded, so of course she'd have to say something stupid off the top of her head to defend it, when the studio monitors every one of her public interviews.
You're under contract. The concert's going as planned.
But should someone agree to that, go ask a Final Fantasy fan what they prefer more, Spirits Within or Advent Children. Second, she'd make a good Asuka from Evangelion, and Asuka is American, so it's not whitewashing.
Now that's an improvement.
At least her and the rest of the cast could sing, but no one sung the Jem theme. One of their hit songs is called Youngblood. I thought it was already an existing, like, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift song or something. It sounds so typical current pop songish.
Ladies and gentlemen, the internet sensation, Jem!
An authentic Jem movie could never work unless it was the 80s with all these surreal visuals and neon colors. There's a bit of that in this film, but not much. Now, you've seen the rising fame type of movie where you have a montage of fans gushing and news reports or talk shows discussing the star. Chris Pratt cameos saying he dated Jem once as a joke, but it's footage of an old USA Today Lego Movie interview where he talks about playing with Jem dolls and dating them as a kid. The Jimmy Fallon and Alicia Keys cameo discussing Jem was old footage of them talking about the Jem cartoon itself.
Jem is truly outrageous? Truly outrageous. Oh, Jem!
The footage was noticeably low quality, as if they ripped it straight off YouTube. When Jimmy's talk show broadcast at HD, I guess they were too lazy to request HD master footage from NBC. The worst was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson praising Jem's song, Youngblood, through grainy, low-quality Instagram footage. He says, "That's some bad blood. They should have called it Badass Blood." That's old footage of him talking about Taylor Swift's Bad Blood. They use pre-existing footage unrelated to Jem as a cameo. It'd be like if we made a new Curious George film, and within the film, there would be a, quote, cameo by Kanye West.
George doesn't care about black people.
They couldn't hire celebrities to cameo. Instead, they got the rights to use archival footage, which is much less expensive. That is so desperate. Jem gets worse. When the film was announced, the director told fans, hey, upload a vid of yourself, hashtag Jem the movie, talking about how much you love Jem, and maybe we'll cast you in the movie as a star.
Casting. We are looking for the most talented girls and boys in the world to be in our movie. Triple threats, singing, dancing, acting. We want you to be our movie star.
A star would imply they had a main role and not a cameo. They repeatedly cut in footage of these fans to show Jem's rise in YouTube stardom. But there's a problem. This is the 80s logo. This is the logo they use in the movie. You repeatedly see fans geeking out about Jem with the 80s logo and merchandise, and even the cartoon itself on a TV in the background. One of the fans was dressed as a misfit. It contextually makes no sense in this universe. But it's nice they had fan involvement and have them mentioning, Jem got me through this and this and such. Too bad it wasn't for a better film. The movie overuses social media. Very often, they don't even have their own background music. Instead, while the story is going on in clear HD footage, they cut back and forth to unrelated, low-quality YouTube videos of random young aspiring musicians performing through their dinky little 240p resolution webcams, absolutely unrelated to Gem. Did Oliver Stone direct this film? And for transitioning from place to place, you get footage of Google Earth zooming in and out a map. The Google Maps logo is in the corner and a copyright Google Corporation in the bottom. I'm not fucking joking. This is pathetic. I'm impressed this movie didn't open up with a Windows Movie Maker title that reads Gem, the movie by Epic Waffle Productions. Please like and subscribe, XD. Pathetic. Pathetic. Fucking shameless.
Ready, everyone? Finger of shame!
Shame! Shame!
Gem will be right back after these messages.
We now return to the Transformers.
Pathetic. Fucking shameless. Transformers, Battleship, G.I. Joe, other Hasbro-based movies have $100 million in their budget. This film's budget was only $5 million. That's nothing for Hollywood. Paranormal Activity 3 and 4 were made on that budget. One of my favorite musicals, Repo, the Genetic Opera, which I'll discuss in an upcoming video, was made with $8 million, and that looks fucking amazing compared to this.
One more hit of the glow!
Don't get cut for tonight! Tonight I set the stage! We set the stage!
You assume Gem's ultra famous in the film, thus will be performing at football stadiums. No, they're only shown playing in tiny venues at clubs. In what's supposed to be the big deal super concert, you clearly see there's no more people behind 2 rows of about 30 people. The characters were basic. You get to know Gem, but hardly anyone else. One of her bandmates was an ex-con, which that had the potential for more jokes, but they squandered it. I wanted more of that one character.
What are you?
I am Synergy, a holographic computer designed to be the ultimate audio-visual entertainment synthesizer.
Back to the cartoon. Gem's father built Synergy. She was this humanoid in a computer who supplied their instruments disguises through holograms and was the band's mentor. Here, Synergy is this little R2-D2 piece of shit that only beeps. And it's spelled 5 energy or something, leet speak, I don't fucking know. It hums this one song and Gem says, "Oh hey, that's the song my dad used to sing to me when I was a kid. It means a lot to me." Show don't tell, the movie opens on flashbacks of her as a child. Why didn't they just film a scene of her father humming the song to her?
You said your dad's inventions didn't work.
Among the grainy camcorder footage of her as a child taking place in 1999, Gem's playing with Hasbro's My Little Pony toys, but they're the current 2010 versions you can now buy at Toys R Us near you. Synergy does nothing here but project some camcorder footage and a treasure map. Suddenly this just becomes the Goonies, like, oh no Gem, we gotta go find One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm underwater. Look, I found a treasure.
A treasure? That's soap on a rope.
The treasure being pieces of the robot scattered around for some reason in man-made areas that could easily be demolished or moved around. Oh, and you know how they are called Gem and the Holograms if they barely use holograms in this film? Seriously? Some guy says to the other, what do we call them? Gem and, hey, that robot's projecting a little hologram light effect. Let's call them Gem and the Holograms. They didn't give a shit! And the final climax of the film was a heist, breaking into a major corporation at night and steal back the last piece of the robot. which were also just Jem's earrings the evil record producer Erica casually took away. Erica, who was Eric in the cartoon, didn't care about the earrings. She took them away because, hey, these aren't very trendy, I'll remove these and give you nicer ones. All they needed to do was ask, hey, can I get my earrings back? Yeah, sure, okay. Erica doesn't know they're robot parts. Why would she put them in a locked safe and not in a desk drawer? They put the earrings in the robot, and it's just a hologram message by Jem's father saying, hey kid, believe in yourself. That's the best treasure of all.
Pretending it's a treasure.
Get out of my goddamn scuba gear, you imbecile!
But at the end, after it's all over, do I recommend this film? Yes. It's so bad, so cheesy, it's hilarious. Hasbro should be ashamed their name is attached to this. There's Disney Channel original films on TV with better production. This is like a Gem movie made by Ed Wood. And no spoilers, I'll type it in the description, but there's something after the credits that made us, my 3 other friends, 2 strangers, the only people in the theater, start cheering like, yes, yes, part 2, make it happen, yes, that's the only reason I want a part 2. It's gonna be great. Oh, it's so awful.
Gem is my name, no one else is the same. Gem is my name.
The battle for survival begins.
Penis, 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 penis.
I'm a little pretty one, I touch myself, and everywhere I look, I always find myself, I call myself shaving.
Perverts. They're horrible in real life, but we love them in cartoons.
Yeah, Bobby.
As part of the Patreon review raffle, the winner Gonzo Lude has requested top 10 perverts, and I'm ranking these on who's the least horrible person but somehow still likable. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It's Juice and Jam time.
Look at me, buddy! Look at it! Look at it!
We can spend the rest of our lives making love. We shall flee to Capri.
Beheld, the first animated pervert that anyone remembers. 1945's Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes. The French caricature who wants to fuck a cat he thinks is a skunk, but no one wants to fuck him because he smells and he has no concept of the meaning of no. It's an interspecies molester who shits himself. You're looking at fucking animation history. You may ponder, why isn't Pepe closer to #1 for his historical significance? Because we want him to lose.
You're a creep! Go away! We're having a good time until you showed up, jeepers!
So Pepe's character trait is that he's French, but what happens when Looney Tunes broadcasts in France? They change him to Italian.
Oh, voulez-vous dîner chez vous? Et c'est très joli le rendezvous.
I do hope nothing happens to spoil this fancy dinner party.
Who else but Quagmire?
That's a good question indeed. Who else but Quagmire, huh? Who the fuck else but Quagmire? Who the fuck did you think I was gonna put on the list? Was there someone else? Was there someone else? I'll fucking kill you! Holy fucking shit! Quagmire is the greatest fucking character on Family Guy! You fuck! Fuck you! Fuck all of you! Whoops.
Okay, I'll give you this, but you have to give me something.
And what's that?
A peek at your, underwear.
Bloody old man!
Oh shit, bro, we gotta fight Frieza in 10 minutes. What are we gonna do? Call up Master Roshi, who's more powerful than Goku. Theoretically, the guy who trained him. True, Goku has no time for women, but when you're retired, Roshi has all the time for that.
Master Roshi, this is not appropriate conduct.
This is you. This is gonna be all of you. You're all gonna be that creepy old man harassing the nurses in the old folks' home.
Get off my case, Turtle. You think it's easy living on an island with nothing but the boob tube?
I was wondering, since I'm new in town, maybe we could get together tonight and you could show me around.
Well,
I'm not off duty till past your bedtime. And I may even have to work round the clock to catch these burglars.
In the patriarchal, child abandonment-free healthcare society of Pokemon, certain women are forced to work in the family business and dress the exact same. You want to be a cartoonist? Too bad. Your name is Joy and you have to be a nurse. Now put on the outfit.
That electric pink suits you perfectly, and you certainly look lovely.
Whoa!
But the man, the legend, Dwayne "The Brock" Johnson knows these women so well, he can distinguish them from each other. It's terrifying. So why isn't Brock higher on this list for his commitment? Did you play Pokemon Yellow? You start off with an electric type and it's useless against rock types, which is what Brock has as the first gym leader, so the game got progressively easier after that. That is bullshit.
Jesus! You always have to fuck up everything, don't you? Look at your toilet. Look at your bathtub. Look at what you put in your mouth, and I'm not just talking about dick. You're nothing but a filthy hoe-bagging thief.
Riddle me this, Batman. Why is "this thing sucks dick" an insult? Doesn't everyone want a blowjob? The fallen angel Panty Anarchy from Panty and Stocking and Garter Belt is a proud cock gobbler and doesn't care what anyone thinks. When it comes to fighting demons, Panty Anarchy uses the very thing she's named after as weapons.
Get it over with.
Girl, you ain't gotta tell me twice. Bring it! Let's do this!
Panty would get a better ranking on this top 10, though her sister Stocking is the superior angel. Why is that? Goth Girls.
I know.
And Matt says she plays some weird sitar, the zither it's called, or something.
Oh, not another one of your hopeless goth girl fixations. I bet you haven't even talked to her.
Look at this desperate nerd thirsty for some goth girls. I'm glad I'm not that much of a fucking loser. From the obscure 13-episode romp MTV's Downtown, Alex is the more relatable perv on this list. He's that friend who wants to score and you must constantly hear about his struggle to do so.
I mean, I had it fat back home. No rent, no responsibilities, all the chicken rolls I could eat.
No sex, no self-esteem, no hope of ever leading a normal life, no going to the bathroom.
Sex.
Yeah, sure you did.
His bestie Jen bickers with Alex for just that. They really have good chemistry. MTV's Downtown was a unique animated show containing unscripted conversations, making the banter authentic.
Well, it may not be pretty, but at least now you won't have to worry about mom interrupting your personal time in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, what? You know about that?
If a cute girl like her wore panties that cute, if I were her boyfriend...
Makochi?
I'd totally have a boner all the time.
Makochi?
While Alex of Downtown is relatable, Tomoko from Watamote is a symbol of social anxiety. She's lonely, can barely communicate, and will try anything from purposely wanting to be harassed on the train to coming on to her own brother.
Your sister's in her school uniform.
What's your point exactly?
Makes you excited, huh?
No way, man.
It hurts. This show hurts.
Hey, where's the instant ramen that was in my room?
Obviously I ate it! I'll kill you!
You wanna cringe and can stomach 13 episodes? The anime Watamote is an endurance test on, oh god, that's totally me.
Will you be eating here to go?
Yes, I eating here.
Pardon?
Gif!
Yes, Captain.
I have made it with a woman. Inform the men.
No, going with the flow is where it's at, and that's the dandy way to live.
Space Dandy, Zap Brannigan, and for this special case, the video game character Blasto. All three womanizers in space.
Hey, baby! I'm not just saving you because you're gorgeous, you know.
Earth girls are easy, so you want to boldly hoe where no hoe has gone before. Coincidentally enough, Blasto was voiced by the late SNL star Phil Hartman. Multiple generations will recognize him as Troy McClure from The Simpsons.
You might remember me from such driver's ed films as Alice's Adventures Through the Windshield Glass and the Decapitation of Larry Leadfoot.
Futurama's Zap Brannigan was written specifically for Phil Hartman before his death. Upon learning this, I can't unhear Zap's voice actor, Billy West, channeling Phil Hartman.
However, I did make it with a hot alien babe. And in the end, is that not what man has dreamt of since first he looked up at the stars? Kip, I'm asking you a question.
Are you two heading for Las Vegas? I'm mostly gonna be doing the slots.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do some sluts, too.
A good cartoon character means you can put them in any story or concept and it'll work. Beavis and Butthead watch TV, want to score, that's it. Nothing is more apparent of this than Beavis and Butthead Do America, the movie.
Can we watch some TV first?
No. Somehow, these two end up in a big government thriller story. It's almost like they walked into someone else's film. Are the two idiots pitching in to save the world? No, they're just wandering around, trying to find a TV, hoping to score, while unknowingly interfering with the plot. That's why this movie works. It's Beavis and Butthead just being themselves.
They have a lot of sluts in Las Vegas?
Oh, there's so many sluts who won't know where to begin.
Honorable mentions. There can only be 10, so here's the stuff that didn't quite make it.
O great Athena, we give you this virgin as a sacrifice to your beauty and womanhood.
Did she say virgin? 1, 2, 3,
Come on, what did you expect? Johnny the Blowjob Bravo. He's the only contender on the list, as far as I remember, that gets his comeuppance repeatedly. In one episode, after he's transformed into a woman with a mullet, he faces the very street harassment he's been dishing out and learns a lesson.
Do these jerks think just because we're totally hot, it's open season to be completely annoying?
But to keep the series going a few more episodes, he immediately forgets it. When you think about it, we can see who Johnny truly is. A sad, sad man living with his mother, his only friend, a guy at a diner, Tom Kenny, and a 5-year-old. Here lies Bravo. He never scored.
Oh, man. It's gonna be a long winter.
Don't you want a rematch?
Halloween, make me cream. It's Gothtober and we got top 5 Halloween hidden gems. I hate you.
If I had my shot, I could be one of the greatest evil scientists malaria has ever seen. They'd all cheer my name, just like they do for the great Dr. Schadenfreude.
Here's what looks like just another low-budget cliché CG kids movie. Igor follows a lab assistant who wants to prove he's a real evil scientist. Think the opposite of Wreck-It Ralph.
Igors don't think.
Just another kids movie. I stupidly believed that until it got to the humor.
That's Scamper, one of my most successful inventions. I made him immortal, which is kind of a hassle for him since he doesn't want to live.
The entire character of the bunny rabbit Scamper, played by Steve Buscemi, is that he always tries to kill himself. This film does not give a shit. Aesthetically, the comparison to Tim Burton is obligatory. I mean, this one guy is straight up the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas. I can also sense a lot of Psychonauts in here.
The better I feed her, the better I feed her, the bigger the figure, the more I'm gonna love.
Igor's dark humor and 50s jazz soundtrack clashes against the other pop culture heavy current hits soundtrack in-your-face kids movies. It surprised me. It's not the best, yet Igor is still a funny, cruel, but somewhat sweet film.
For the first time ever, I'm gonna live!
Maybe don't let your kids watch it though. Hey, remember Billy and Mandy? Well, no one remembers its grand finale, the Underfist Halloween Bash. Instead of chronicling the title characters, it's a story about the secondary forming a monster hunting team. It's a full-on, stupid-ass action special led by Haas Delgado. He's a mix between Snake Campbell and Bruce Slinkin.
Do you play nice now?
Yes, Mommy.
But Underfist is mainly the punching bag Irwin story. The creator Maxwell Adams thought this episode up as a joke, till he grew attached to the idea of it being a spin-off series. Sadly, it remains a single 40-minute special. Blame it on Cartoon Network going through the live-action phase at the time.
Real kids doing real stuff in real situations. 8 o'clock, Wednesday nights, see and reel on Cartoon Network!
Thank glob it's back to all animation all the time. Except on Adult Swim. Despite studio disinterest, the special just barely got made by the skin of its ass. As this was being produced, Billy and Mandy's original crew moved on to the production of Chowder, and a lot of new freelance artists were hired to finish the job. Underfist is really hard to find anywhere, but I think it's worth tracking down.
All that work and nothing to show for it.
Don't look back! I look back!
God damn it, it's one of those motion capture animated films. Except it's actually a great movie. This is Monster in His House, yeah! It's the story of 3 kids and the creepy house across the street. Kinda like that one movie about the guy stuck in his own home and spies on the neighbors, only to find one neighbor may or may not be killing people. You remember that classic film? Disturbia? Starring Shia LaBeouf? Except in this animated film, the house is alive. I roll my eyes to whoever admits they're still scared of Courage the Cowardly Dog, but some of the imagery in Monster House is truly unsettling. Not only for the scares, but the witty dialogue also pushes the family-friendly rating, and it's hilarious being a film written by Community's Dan Harmon and Rob Schrab, the creator of my favorite comic, Scud, the Disposable Assassin.
Chowder, where are your parents?
My dad's at the pharmacy and my mom's at the movies with her personal trainer.
They wanted to push the terror even further with a house filled with internal organs, but the studio went as far as it could. A great effort, too. The cranky old man living in the house, Crackerjacker, Jack Crack, Knacker Cracker, Crackhead, Crack Jack, Crack Shover, Cracktoberfest, Crack-a-lackin' Jack Blackin', Nevercracker, that's his name, Nevercracker, played by Steve Buscemi, is terrifying.
Do you want to be eaten alive? No! Then get out of here!
Full on, I recommend Monster House as both a great animated and horror film. Best of all, it's got a punk rock alternative girl, yes! And second best thing, this poster in the background. Kiss my trunk.
Out from the night, from the mist, steps the figure. No one really knows his name for sure. He won't bother to write or to phone you. He'll just rip the still-beating heart from your chest!
Aw, yeah, goth time. Look, I gotta recommend some live-action stuff too, and here's Repo, the genetic opera. It's the future as organ failure is common. People rent expensive replacement organs to live. If they don't make the payments, a repo man comes to slice them open and take back the devices keeping them alive. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't this the concept of an action movie? Yes, it was. That had a stupid cliche ending, and genetic opera came first.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Genetic Opera!
Larry, what the fuck is this shit?
To emphasize what's on the label, it's a rock opera musical. The whole film is sung throughout so many genres of music. There are moments really catching me off guard in tone, so you just gotta go with it. And yes, the star of the movie is that girl from Spy Kids, played by Steve Buscemi.
Will you be my day?
I can't.
And Paris Hilton is here for some reason. Remember her? Repo had a tiny budget of $8 million, but made full use of what it has. This, of course, started out as a stage play. It was despised by critics, but grew a fandom, including myself. The only thing I didn't like is everything has this blurry, glowy bloom to it. And some of these songs just reek of teen girl angst. And I mean teen girl who just got off watching Foamy the Squirrel on Newgrounds.com while signing a Bring Back Invader Zim petition wearing a Jack Skellington hoodie and Happy Tree Friend tube socks purchased from Hot Topic during an Emily the Strange buy one get one 50% off sale where she discovered Serenity Rose from slave labor graphics comics while her overbearing but loving father restricts her from going to the My Chemical Romance / Limp Bizkit concert with a 5 years older than her boyfriend that constantly IMs unsourced stolen Palm and Z comic art over 50 56K modem American online trial discs on MySpace.com with a top 8 consisting of Tim Burton, Jack Sparrow, Eminem, Jesus Christ, and whatever angsty band is the hit new thing on Disney Adventures magazine and spends all day filling out what Kingdom Hearts character are you quizzes only to complain she didn't get Riku and is unable to watch the 2003 MTV Music Awards because her deadbeat older brother is always hogging the living room TV playing Tony Hawk's Underground on his Halo Dish in transparent green Xbox using a third-party Mad Catz Airflow controller with a busted analog stick constantly leaning to the right making anti-Semitic remarks on how Eric stole his Wicked McTwist over the helicopter in Hawaii footage. You know what I mean? Those kind of teen girls. Repo may never get a sequel for how poorly it did in the box office, but you can check out the other musicals by the same team, The Devil's Carnival. The genetic opera is hammy, over the top, has goth girls and catchy songs. That's all you really need.
On your street corner, make your mama born you. I'm a night surgeon.
Before we get to number 1, here's some honorable mentions. I did not put any since I could spoil future videos, so this entire break in the middle was pointless. I'm Mike Mozart for Jeepers Media. Please give me 5 stars and like and subscribe.
Once upon a time, there was a game that nobody ever played. We Are the Strange was the title. Now meet the players who lay inside. Idle.
Back in the early days of YouTube 2007, on the front page was this weird artsy indie film, We Are the Strange. It's a mix between pixel art, stop motion, Godzilla, and Eraserhead. The story is this girl and baby go get ice cream and stuff happens. Very slowly. It influenced me so much artistically, and I learned a lot from the behind-the-scenes videos, but now it feels slow and almost nothing is going on for 90 minutes. It really should have been shortened, but I still do love the villain, simply named him.
Are you angry?
No matter. Now it's your turn to die.
If you're a fan of campy, over-the-top video game voices, this is your villain. Scott Pilgrim, No More Heroes, that aesthetic of retro video games I can't get enough of. Not sure what to call it, but the creator of We Are the Strange, M. Strange, calls his style Strainame. This is an art house film disguised as an indie film. I recommend at least skimming through it or maybe searching up the artist. He's done music videos for the likes of Mindless Self-Indulgence and Rabbit Junk. It doesn't hold up to me 100%, but it's something that continues to intrigue and inspire me. No matter how weird or strange something may seem, someone's bound to like it, and currently, that's me.
People these days, it's like cool not to make an effort. It's cool not to try. It's cool not to put any emotion or any feeling or have any boldness, you know? It's like you get some assignment, it gets a bad grade, and you're like, oh, I don't even care, I didn't even try. You know, so people don't try because they're afraid of failing.
Try harder.
You can't be afraid to fail or make a fool out of yourself. So to have this passion or express your passion or your boldness, don't be afraid to do that. And to all the people that, you know, will put you down, those are just downer people. At one point in their lives, they were excited about something and passionate and interested, and someone else put them down for it. Don't let anybody stop you. Keep the fire burning, the passion, and go out and do stuff that speaks to your heart and hopefully other people's too.
Meet us at the end of the world. Be sure to bring a giant robot. You're gonna need it.
Don't give up. Challenge again.
How much for this?
Let's see here. $2.
Fucking capitalism. These are my top 10 worst rich, greedy assholes. As requested by Morning Donut. Want to decide what I do a video on? Enter the Patreon review raffle in the description.
Where's my $2?
Being on this list doesn't mean I hate them, though if they were real people, I would never trust them. It's juice and jam time.
That'll be $1.50.
All I got is a quarter and...
Me need money!
I didn't think you could talk.
Well, I can do a lot of things.
Wow, that's awesome.
Aw man, it's so hard being rich. Imagine having an entrepreneur father, a mother who's a movie star, and they're both just too busy for their kid, but still try to bond with him when they can since they really do care. Think how rough it is just to have a Mexican maid, a Japanese samurai butler, Doc fucking Brown as an uncle.
Lick my balls, Marty. Lick my fucking balls.
And a set of multiracial and handicapped token friends that each care for you. The only thing that will get you over your depression is if you get to be with Sonic the Hedgehog and all his friends too.
No, please don't run away.
Chris Thorndike in the Sonic X anime was never in the video games. He was created so us, the audience, can relate to his rich struggles. Sonic X, the rich get richer. Fuck you, Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
We're here. The day can start.
Every school's got 'em, the popular, fashionable rich girl. They won't invite you to their parties, but will steal your prom date and your ideas for the school talent show.
Scandalous!
This ranking goes out to all of them as a group, since they're basically the same character. But this little piece of otaku bait from Ruibi is the worst because she's a racist, and also her name is Waishni.
You complete dolt!
Waishni. Waishni. Why? Okay. Waishni, I hate you. Please marry me. I'll be your trophy husband.
Hello, can I help you?
Huh?
If you can't, it certainly wouldn't surprise me.
Seto Kaiba!
Kaiba? I want you to look at this guy. He gets laid, owns a corporation, has a sweet trench coat, and it's all thanks to playing a children's card game.
Screw the rules, I have money.
Seto Kaiba of Yu-Gi-Oh! Will die by his ultra-rare Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, and can even weaponize them.
Use that!
You know what? You don't need chemical mutations, flashy costumes, or martial arts training in the mountains to be a hero. You just need money! Princess Morbucks aspires to be like any girl in the late 90s and become a Powerpuff Girl.
You can't just buy superpowers. Oh yeah? Tell that to Batman.
Okay, she doesn't save people, but she can fly. And I've said it before, but being able to fly automatically makes you better than everyone else. Saving people takes effort. No one wants to do that.
This is some bullshit. The game cheating.
Nigga, the game ain't cheating.
It's not wise to upset a one-slut.
Oh man, nothing can be scarier than rich suburban kids with too many Eminem CDs and zero gun control. Residing in the boondocks, Ed Wunsler III and his partner, Jin Rummy, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't think they'd actually shoot back at us.
Well, of course they're shooting back at us. You're robbing that store.
They are a hilariously brutal satire on the benefits that come from wealth and whiteness. Ed and Jin assume they can get away with anything because they're so hardcore, but really, society would not be as lenient on them had they been African-American.
They did it.
Cheers.
Them ain't no Negroes. It couldn't be them.
What the fuck you all looking at?
No charges were filed.
I mean, come on. What's the worst they could ever do?
What if we kidnap Oprah?
Oh, no!
I fucking hope they fucking die of bag disease.
Did you chop down this tree?
What's that?
Hey.
I think he did it.
I was saving this spot for the emo boy Wunsler, but I think the Lorax film itself deserves a spot for corrupting Dr. Seuss's environmental message. For a film criticizing big business, it sure is a hypocrite selling out to over 70 product tie-ins, which, it's a Hollywood film, I guess I could understand it. But then there's this commercial.
And who received the only Truffula Tree seal of approval? Mazda with Sky-Active technology.
That award does not exist, and this car isn't eco-friendly whatsoever. It'd be no better than McDonald's advertising with, "Our burgers contain a healthy amount of love with each meal." It's a sleazy film. It butchered Dr. Seuss's message, but what can you expect from the studio that'll milk the Minions cash cow dry?
You have been warned.
No food. 3 days.
Hold on, me bucko. Food's on the way. Hey, you got money, right?
Minimum wage. What is the least amount an employer can legally pay you, assuming they want to pay you? SpongeBob's boss, the sleazy small-time business owner, Mr. Krabs will cut any corner for a quick buck while managing the Krusty Krab.
You promised these children Krabby the Clown, but all I saw out there was Jimmy the Cheapskate.
Some Illuminati videos have speculated SpongeBob's optimism for working under Mr. Krabs' authority was a way to ease kids into a future of optimistic obedience. And since I'm an idiot, I'll believe it.
Remember what Mr. Krabs says.
The money is always right.
The ceiling is right, Squidward.
At my birthday celebration tomorrow, Neartown will be destroyed to make way for this. Booyah! Welcome to Cusco-topia.
It's the "We Gotta Save the Rec Center" episode, one of the most overused story plots. A corporation is buying out and bulldozing a mom-and-pop location while our protagonist must raise the money to buy it back.
He wants to buy up the whole neighborhood so he can knock it down and put up a fancy mall.
Hey Arnold did like 4 of these and a movie. So I guess this countdown spot goes out to Ronald Reagan cracked distribution among black neighborhoods to reduce property values and buy them out in the 80s.
Mr. Burns, we've got witnesses, precedent, and a paper trail a mile long.
Yes, well, I have 10 high-priced lawyers.
Mr. Burn My Balls, a man so weak, so frail physically, but untouchable thanks to his net worth.
He tried to kill our puppies. He sexually harassed me.
He stole my fiancée. He made fun of my weight.
He's the kind of guy you wish would get a deadly disease, which he does. Every single one, in fact. But all those diseases attacking at once has 0 effect on him. That is not fair.
So what you're saying is, I'm indestructible.
Oh, no. In fact, even a slight breeze could...
Indestructible.
Mr. Burns may have all the money he needs, but there's something all his earnings could never buy.
What's that?
A dinosaur.
Honorable mentions! There can only be 10, so feel free to name the ones I missed.
Hello, shoppers. It's me, Mom.
Hey, who's the rocker jockey?
Gah, it's Mom, the world's most huggable industrialist.
You've seen those companies that act so friendly like they're your family and have a lovable mascot. It's all just a lie. They don't care about you.
I love each and every robot most of all.
Jerkwad robots make me sick to my ass.
Mom's friendly robot company in Futurama is just a bunch of corporate bullshit. They're like if Disney and Apple got together and shat in a KFC bucket and shaped it into that lady from the 4th episode of Cowboy Beep Boop. You know the one.
When things go wrong, someone must take responsibility, right?
I didn't. Mother!
Mommy, why do the robots give you presents?
Shove a big old melon in it, I'm talking!
Do you fear a robot uprising? Well, I fear a corporate uprising, and they have already won.
Everyone, help Mom find her bra!
Man, oh man, I am so thirsty for some Goth Girls, you have no idea. Yeah, Goth time all the time. Yeah. Off this cliff I go. Yeah.
Who's the girl next door living in the haunted mansion?
Hi, do you want to date a dark girl but are deeply afraid of minorities? Well, that's why we have Goth Girls. Top 10 Goths. Part of a new Top 10 or Did You Know video each month.
Are you wearing my boots? They look better on me. Come here, lover boy.
All right, relax. I got a few other options.
Twins! All right, one for each arm.
While it wasn't until Season 2's jarring redesign that turned her goth, the Oracle twins of American Sniper, Jake Long, share the ability of fortune-telling.
Want to know the exact time of day you're gonna die?
You're getting a Game Station 3000 for Christmas this year.
The happy preppy girl, Sarah, sees the bad, and the gloomy goth, Kara, sees the good. But what's with the contrasting personalities?
When you only see good things, nothing's special anymore. All the pleasant surprises are taken out of life. But when you see only bad stuff, even the smallest bit of good news makes you happy!
I thought it was a pretty cool idea. It's actually kind of deep, I guess. I don't know, who cares, whatever, next on the list.
Surround yourself with white rose petals and enter with true elegance. Gothtown. Lovely.
You didn't think a Pokemon would make the list, did you? Gothtelli, the astro body, is one with the universe. According to the Pokédex, they're fortune tellers who begin to weep as they learn their trainer's lifespan. Oh hey, you know what's funny? Look at its legs! Gothtelli has these little legs.
Just tiny little legs.
It's just a hot dog with little legs at the bottom.
For my next trick, I need a volunteer from the audience. How about you, little girl?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Dead girls, yeah! Oh, wait, what? That's fucked up. What? Lenore, the cute little dead girl, inspired by the Edgar Allan Poe poem. It's a web cartoon about childhood innocence. Ignorance is bliss. Lenore is tragically funny because she isn't aware of what she's doing is wrong.
Broken.
Back in 2002, this was a web show based on a comic by Roman Dirge from Slave Labor Graphics, the same comic book company much of the people behind Invader Zim worked for, hence the similar twisted style.
Going down to South Park and have myself a toy.
Death and sadness everywhere, loneliness and degradation.
Goth, emo, scene. Finally, the debate has been settled on South Park.
Goth's darkness is nihilistic, whereas emo's is cynical.
Wait, I thought we were cynical.
I can't believe I almost forgot these guys. All these years, emos have taken credit for goth culture, but their appropriation days are numbered.
Oh, hot topic. When did this open?
2 weeks ago. It used to be a banana republic.
Who else but South Park could be brave enough to discuss these kinds of topics? Everyone always asks me, Pan, do you like Ruby? And I'm like, I love Ruby. Ruby Gloom, that was a great show! Too bad it didn't air in America.
Yes, party, yes!
This cute goth girly show is more preppy, though I gravitate more to Ruby's depressed friend, Misery, a victim of endless bad luck.
Bad things happen to me when it rains.
Look on the bright side, Misery. Bad things happen to you when it doesn't rain.
You know how each of the Peanuts have their own iconic dance? Well, this is how Ruby and her friends dance. Now, look at Misery, that's not even a dance, she just doesn't want to die. Fucking suffer, Misery!
Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Tim Burton, America's #1 cheeseburger. You gotta include something based on his work on this list. That being the Beetlejuice cartoon.
It's showtime!
Unlike the film this is based on, average human Lydia Dietz is friends with Beetlejuice and must put up with his bullshit every day.
No! I have to buy something for her. You see, I met Lydia 1 year ago tomorrow, and well, she says it's
our anniversary.
Could you imagine what hell it must have been sharing a house with this jerk? Spending eternity with Michael Keaton post-Batman, pre-Birdman era? No one should have to deal with that.
It's a lump in my throat, you know what I mean?
As I was saying about Ruby... Oh, hey, Panty and Stocking! The Japanese cartoon that looks like an American one. Panty and Stocking with garter belt. As a goth Lolita, fashion is Anarchy Stocking's thing, and because she's a banished angel, she can morph her leggings into swords for demon hunting. Yeah, Lolitas are great. Whoa, okay, wait. Lolis and Lolita complex, that's bad. Lolita fashion, that's something completely different. It's really cool, you should see it.
It's cool. Your tits keep you from looking like a little girl. I get it. Then when he gives you candy, you won't feel like you're hooking up with a pedophile.
Hey, Servo Geek, need an oil change?
Hey, it's Jinx from Teen Titans.
Ooh.
Oh. This isn't Teen Titans, is it?
You're not very smart, are you?
Well, it's a fan parody by a porn artist known as Zone Sama. No one knows who they are, but hopefully they're single.
It's a guy.
Shut up! They can basically replicate any art style, all in the name of pornography.
It's in the can, literally.
Zone Sama's represented by her mascot, Zone Tan.
It's pronounced Zone Tan.
Zoe Tan runs the YouTube news channel ZTV, where she discusses what she's up to and makes funny dick jokes.
Dicks! We're in high school, all we talk about is dicks!
I know, isn't she great? I love her so much. I just want to bend her over and...
Get in the zone!
AutoZone.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
To the mall. Game Slave 2 goes on sale at midnight. I need one.
Gur is overrated. The bitter little sister Gaz is the superior Invader Zim character. Exhibit A, the Game Slave 2 episode.
You stink.
There's a midnight release for an overhyped video game, but Gaz didn't pre-order, for she is a filthy casual.
What? No! They can't all be gone!
So this other fuck who probably shits into KFC buckets while surfing Reddit claims to be the last guy who pre-ordered. Knowing that game could have been hers, Gaz then systematically tortures this poor soul until he gives the game back.
The gammy is mine.
I never hesitate to say Game Slave 2 was the best episode in the series. And now for some honorable mentions. Feel free to name the ones I missed. And the number one goth is...
What's up, fuckers?
Emily, get out! Sorry, everyone, that was my little sister. Anyway, the best number one goth of all time is Raven of Teen Titans. You know who I am? You know what I want to screw? It's my list. Raven makes me wanna...
No.
I wanna rave in her... Oh no. I'm out. I'm out of crude Raven jokes. What am I gonna do now? I guess this is the end of my Raven jokes. I'm sorry, people. No more Raven jokes. Ever. Adios, my sweet ravioli.
Don't you want a rematch?
Hey, kids, always recycle. To the extreme! Busted!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Macklemore, and February means it's Whack History Month, y'all! These are my top 10 extreme cartoons, part of a new top 10 or did you know animation video each month.
You the cow! No, you the cow! Wow, Disney gets us!
This list doesn't necessarily mean the show is bad, it just tries hard to be cool, hip, or edgy.
Edgy occurs when middle-aged profiteers are looking to suck spending money out of the quote-unquote youth culture. So they come up with this fake concept of seeming to be dangerous when every move they make is the result of market research and a corporate master plan.
I just sent dick pics to my granny. Fuck political correctness. Whenever a person sees something creative or interesting, they ask if the artist was on drugs when they thought of it. This means that person's too afraid to try anything new for fear of what others will think of them. Unless you're referring to X-Duck-X. I don't know what this is, but I assure you they were on crack when they made this. Literally, they cracked their head open and wrote down the first thing that came to mind. X-Duck-X. This French cartoon never aired in America, so there's no English translation, but it's pretty funny on visuals alone. Its radical attitude is actually a plus to this show.
Jetzt kommen nur noch deine gesammelten Extremunfälle, also Kopf in den Nacken und weiterschnacken. Check this out, G. Drag it up, yo!
The magical protector of the NYC. He ain't just a dragon, he's the American dragon. Raised in the streets and comes in his sheets. Filled with potassium, yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Damn, are we gonna crack open a can of Smack Daddy on this huntsman here, or what? Put my mad skizzles to the test. Is that all you got, huntsman? Cause I'm about to come over there and...
American Dragon is a good show, but Jake Long, the main character, this half-Asian kid from Brooklyn, tried so hard to be black, he bounced off and became white. He double jumped his ethnicity.
I'm not only ready to fly, I'm ready to soar. Represent!
This is a story of me and my crew, the Boom Crew.
It's the Boom Crew, son, for all my brothers out there. Some kids enter a video game they've created, and now they gotta represent the human race. Sideways guns and drive-bys on DeLoreans. This shit is crunked out, yo. The Boom Crew was from the G behind the Proud Family. That was a great show, but this series just wasn't hip enough, as Kids WB only aired 4 of its 26 episodes in America. If Warner Brothers was gonna treat a G like that, they should have warned the brother.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
In the 80s, Super Mario had a TV show. One half was animated, the other half live action, with Mario's adventures in Brooklyn, as portrayed by the late wrestler Captain Lou Albano. That was until the network felt they weren't hip enough, so the live action segments were replaced with Club Mario.
Welcome to Club Mario once again, dudes. I'm Tommy Treehugger, Peace Hugger Psycho, man. Cool dudes like you should know this move. Okay.
What is Plumber Dude doing in the middle of the jungle?
Dude.
This is what it'd be like if the Saved by the Bell intro was human.
Man, this guy is for real.
Breadwinners, look it up, it sucks, and I'm not allowed to show footage without YouTube taking it down. So here's more of Captain Lou Albano as Mario in an actual commercial from the 80s.
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking to you about drugs. Kids, don't be afraid to say no. Anyone that asks you to use drugs is not your friend. Drugs can and will kill. Remember, don't be afraid to turn to your priest, your rabbi, your minister, your moms, your dads, your teachers, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
What the fuck? It's spinning tops. That's all Beyblade is. They're spinning tops. They're summoning dragons and saving the world. I was like 10 when Beyblade came out. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but even I could have told you Beyblade was stupid. It's stupid by a 10-year-old's standards. You fail at life. No, let's not. Let's not Beyblade. Let us not do such things.
We've been invaded by Shoobies.
I refuse to believe humans with integrity and a soul made rocket power. This is a cartoon manufactured by a council of businessmen sitting around thinking, what do kids like? Extreme sports. Thanks a lot, Tony Hawk.
The thriller in the chiller. The rumble in the tundra. The battle in the cold place.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how little you guys sold out for and what it feels like to have no soul and a black heart.
Oh yeah, come on and slam, and welcome to Islam. Okay, so after the success of Space Jam, Warner Brothers released another animated live-action hybrid, Looney Tunes Back in Action. It was a financial flop. Warner Brothers panicked and decided, if kids today don't like Looney Tunes anymore, then let's turn them into action superheroes from the post-apocalyptic future who fight crime. Wait, what?
What's up, Doc?
Lunatics Unleashed. We're talking about this again.
This is just a further evolution of the characters with a concerted effort to make them contemporary, hip and cool to today's kids.
Fucking wow. These were the first designs released, which did not go over well at all.
What do you think, Kenny?
That's an evil Bugs Bunny thing. It is.
The final product was much tamer, but the overall idea reeks of marketing.
From the studio that brought you Shrek. Yo, Angie needs to get her freak on. Come on, Ange. Dance with me, mama.
I used to love this movie. Every terrible trope DreamWorks is known for is displayed in Shark Tale. Celebrity voices, in-your-face attitude, trendy music, and puns.
Dun, 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 can't touch this.
It's all good when you got a wisecracking fish voiced by Will Smith who's gotta make it big in the city.
Now snap your fin right on it. Snap it. You're not snapping it. Oscar. Hey, don't sweat it. A lot of white fish can't do it.
What? What? That doesn't make any sense. Why the faces? Why put Will Smith and Angelina Jolie's face on a cartoon fish's face?
Just show those sharks who's boss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this goes against the Geneva Convention. Now for some honorable mentions, yo. Feel free to name the ones I miss, and don't forget to be original and not listen to anyone. Please use Google+.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Strap in and enjoy the ride.
Alvin, you son of a bitch! Number 1 is live-action adaptions. Pick any one. They tend to repeat a formula. For Hollywood, Underdog, Smurfs, or Alvin just don't work for kids today. So you gotta put in the latest pop song and turn them into CGI.
I whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail. When are they gonna get to the fireworks factory?
Smurfs is the worst example of this. The amount of product placement in a movie for children just feels sleazy. There's segments that exist not to move the plot along, but to demonstrate toys.
Whoa! Just match the colors with the buttons.
This movie is about 5 years old and already it feels out of touch. They don't sell Guitar Hero anymore. And what is this thing? An emo Smurf? What the fuck? Goth and emo girls are the best, but this is just terrible. Fuck Hollywood.
La 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 la.
Don't you want a rematch?
Hang on! We're gonna fly across!
Look out!
Here! Catch!
Dexter and Powerpuff Girls are the Christopher Columbus of Cartoon Network. When people talk the classics on that channel, it's always mid to late 90s shows, but there was stuff before that. Oh, you're one of the founding fathers, Johnny Bravo? No. Native Americans founded first, asshole.
Is that it?
No, that is not it.
So let's talk about one of CN's first original series. As part of the Patreon review raffle, our first winner, William Monte, has chosen 1993's SWAT Kats, The Radical Squadron.
Let's kick some tail! Roger! Off to
It's a Monster of the Week action cartoon of two vigilante jet pilots, T-Bone and Razor, saving the city. Well, they try. Hey, what day did the first episode air? Oh, no.
Don't you worry, Pharaoh. I'll just raise taxes to rebuild your building.
The Swat Kats live in Mega Cat City. The main bad guy is Dark Cat. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, they say cat's alive, and all these other cat puns.
Purrs like a kid. Where are you?
Gem Cat Labs. This is Angora Cat's Eye News.
Okay, we get it, they're cats. Shut up, Banksy. The Radical Squadron secretly report to the mayor's assistant, Miss Briggs. She's the Miss Bellum to the mayor because they're the ones who actually get things done. So let me explain to you what a furry is. They're people who like characters or costumes of humanoid animal creatures, mostly the design aesthetic. It's not necessarily anything sexual, but it could be if you wanted to. Now, I'm not a furry, but... One can't be a vigilante without the envious police unit. Commander Farrell and the enforcers don't condone the SWAT Kats interfering.
The SWAT Kats? What are they doing here?
Your job, Farrell.
Oh, snap.
You know, Farrell isn't so bad. He hates the SWAT Kats, but if it means protecting the city, Farrell will cooperate with them. And he does have some morals to keep him from being completely unlikable.
You two are gonna pay for this. Button that steel. They also saved my life. Not that you care.
Kinda wish the SWAT Kats themselves got more character. They were dishonorably discharged enforcers working in a junkyard that took in broken aircraft equipment and thought, you know what? We'll make our own fighter jets with hookers and blackjacks, and we'll fund it through Kickstarter. And Hideo Kojima will be there, and Guillermo del Toro, and the guy who made Mega Man, he'll be there. They'll all be there, and we'll show the enforcers. Yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah! I just admire the dirty, grungy visuals. It has a 90s comic book feel with a bit of Akira in there. Season 1 looks good, but Season 2 becomes an anime. I am shocked at how much it improved.
Fool should have given the order an hour ago. This is Pharaoh. Oh, bring me Chopper back up.
What's weird about the art is the guy cats have these stubby little legs and all the girls are shaped like humans with cat faces. It's because they want to fuck the cats. It truly lives up to the title of the Radical Squadron. Oh no, Lizard Guy got Miss Briggs hostage. Do they get off their jets to stop him? Oh, bitch! You got butt fucked like a duck on a truck. You got cunt dunked like a drunk with a blunt. You got anally fisted like Oliver Twisted. Douchebag. You know how in G.I. Joe, a jet gets blown up and someone always parachutes out? Well, in SWAT Kats, not all the time. Civilians weren't treated any differently. A group of them just got swallowed by this slime creature, but they'll get spit out in the end, right? Nope. They get dissolved into pudding. Yeah, some days things are going great. You got your favorite bag of chips, your favorite web show uploaded a new video, you didn't humiliate yourself in front of that goth girl you like again. Other days, you're just pudding. Just a puddle of pudding. Sad JPEG.
Bingo!
SWAT Kats was the #1 syndicated animated show in 1994. Had a short line of toys and a video game, but as radical as it was, it only lasted 24 episodes. The violence became a problem. It was 1993. Cartoon Network was just 1 year old. To avoid the controversy for a channel just barely starting out, executives decided to end SWAT Kats. Ugh. I desperately want more of this show. It's Star Fox meets Ninja Turtles. On my way to steal your girl. But hey, we still had Captain Planet.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero.
Ah, great. Morbulus is gone. So's our TV.
Stick around. The Swat Kats will return to kick more tail.
Attention! This is Molly Maines with a warning to all non-metallic creatures. You must give yourselves up by sunrise.
We're back!
Do not let the Swat Kats escape!
Let's take Dark Cat down once and for all.
Hang on! I'm gonna max this baby out! Clear the area now! Afterburner!
How many lives do these cats have?
You ain't got cynical fields with these before us! Razor, he's gonna tear us apart! Go to speed and heat!
Was flammable. Guess it was kind of explosive, too.
Roger that, buddy. Now, back to the Radical Squadron on Cartoon Network.
The Swat Kats was just too expensive, violent, and ahead of its time. Cartoon Network didn't have much in the way of action at the time. It contrasted with comedies like The Flintstones and The Moxie Show. What the fuck is that?
Someday dogs will take over the world. Ah ha 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 ha. Do you believe that? No.
Had it come out later with the Toonami action block, it could have gone longer with the right demographic. The Tremblay brothers, who created the series, have been fighting for a continuation, yet nothing solid has emerged. But if you're gonna make a TV series last only 24 episodes, it might as well be some of the best 24 episodes ever.
Do you think Dark Cat will surface again soon?
Well, when he does, we'll be waiting. Both of us. Count on it.
Don't you want a rematch?
You want osmosis? You got osmosis.
I'm excited for Pixar's next movie, Inside Out. I cannot wait for them to split the little girl inside out. That is gonna be freaking metal. Well, that got me thinking of another film taking place inside the body. The 2D animated film, Osmosis Joe Mama. Well, we're done with that crap. Let's talk live action. There's two sides to this film. 1/3 of it is a live-action gross-out comedy starring Bill Murray, who plays Frank, a lazy slob of a father, while his daughter urges him to eat healthier. It's directed by the Farrelly brothers, known for Dumb and Dumber, Shallow Hal, and the 2012 Three Stooges movie. Controversial opinion. It was pretty good. The Farrellys' reputation are built on raunchy, gross-out humor, and this being a PG film, they assume kids want nothing but gross-out humor.
What is it? I mean, what is it? What is it? What do you want?
I love Bill Murray, but not in this film. It's disgusting. What does that say about your filmmaking when you made Bill Murray the worst part of your film? Look at yourself, Bill. You sicken me. Are you proud to be in this film? Your god Wes Anderson isn't here to save you. Pathetic. Clean yourself up, Garfield.
Yo, you see this bag? You see this gun?
Here we go again.
Well, you dealing with a white blood cell here.
Osmosis Jones would have just been some forgotten raunchy comedy should you exclude the animated portions, directed by a different set of people, This movie has 4 directors. On the inside of Frank's body is an animated buddy cop film of a loose cannon white blood cell, Osmosis, voiced by Chris Rock. Ozzy teams up with a by-the-books cold pill named Drix.
I'd like to examine your irritated areas.
They're on the hunt for a virus named Thrax, who's gotta be one of the slickest and most underappreciated animated villains. He's complemented by the voice of Lawrence Fishburne my balls off.
Careful, I'm contagious. Ow.
There is also a love interest. The body they inhabit is a character unto itself, a world so unique, it's filled with puns.
Holy spit!
Peace in the middle ear. I would have gone with peace in the middle yeast infection. It's quite the clever movie universe, not in terms of puns, no, the puns are absolutely awful. What I mean is, when creating another world in film, you risk isolating the audience. A foreign location means its own set of rules, languages, hierarchies, architecture. This often requires an outsider everyman that gets everything explained to them. The city of Frank is both a surreal biological landscape and your standard big city, easy for the audience to understand. Because it's taking place in a human body full of creatures who can see the outside world, it's not out of place for them to be making pop culture references. Which is what Shark Tale screwed up!
Back into this fat beat, bass pushing through my backseat. You know I got that gangster lean.
Maybe the movie tries a bit hard to be hip. Kid Rock performs inside a zit, except he's Kid Knee Rock. Upon skimming the lyrics, I am baffled as to why they chose this song for a PG film.
Ladies, young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
This is the kind of feature you'll find something new in the background upon each viewing, such as a Hollywood video rental inside the human body. I'm afraid we'll have to amputate that. Pikachu has a cameo too. This is a WB film, so they had the rights to the Pokemon anime. 2, 1, go! There is an electronic protein in the human body that was named after Pikachu for being lightning fast, the Pikachurin. It was discovered in 2008. Osmosis Jones came out 2001. It wasn't a reference to the protein, they just got lucky. There too is a cancer-causing gene that went by the nickname Pokemon, and then Nintendo sued the researchers for slander. Try to imagine your science teacher announcing you'll be watching this film during class. Great. But at the same time, you get this. Everyone had to watch this in school.
Just the way I like it. Extra disgusting.
Minus the gross out humor, it's a unique, sympathetic film of a cop just trying his best after humiliating himself over and over. And I do find Frank a relatable character since one time my dad was ingesting a caramel apple till he dropped it on the floor of a hotel room. He picked it up and continued eating it. I just don't know.
You ever try to make a snowman out of toilet paper Klingon? Now that's Poe.
Okay, please, you're going to make me vomit.
Perhaps the audience were turned off by the gross-out humor. Osmosis Jones was a financial fart. It was the second-to-last film Warner Brothers Animation produced for theaters. That all changed with the Lego Movie. This was not the last we saw of the white blood cell. Osmosis Jones was later adapted into a Saturday morning cartoon. Sorry I couldn't find any high-quality footage, so I gotta use old TV recordings like a freaking animal! The main difference is it's all 2D animated, and due to a mishap, Ozzy and Drix permanently end up inside the body of a 13-year-old boy.
Uh-oh, hot dog!
The city of Hector. He's a Mexican kid, so I win again. No, wait, he's Cuban, damn it!
Ay, Hector, mijito, ¿por qué?
So, movie spoilers. Cover your ears until the yellow bars are no longer on screen. You see them leave Frank's body, who is in even worse shape than he was in the end of the film, so we can assume they left Frank to die. Okay, no more spoilers. Yeah, it's a good franchise overall. You'll never eat a hard-boiled egg the same way again. But you know what could have improved this series? Reverse the art styles. Have the real-world segments animated, but inside the body is a stop-motion film using actual human internal organs. Wouldn't that be messed up? I would want to see that.
Jones, what do you think you're doing?
Saving Frank. Let's do it. You want osmosis?
You've got osmosis.
Don't you want a rematch?
It's the all-new movie Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase. Coming to video cassette and DVD October 2001.
Oh good, the movie exploded. We don't have to watch it anymore. Scooby-Doo, suck my dick. Scooby-Doo, fuck this shit. I hate Scooby-Doo. I would enjoy Mystery Incorporated, but they've made so many Scooby-Doo shows, movies, and specials. I just don't care. It's the Call of Duty of animation.
Here's the tape, ink label. It's a Warner tape. Print date is October 9th, 2001. Printed nearly almost a month after the devastating terror attacks. Good thing Bin Laden is dead.
But let's discuss 1999's Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Disappointingly, it's not as good as the Oscar-winning World War II biopic Scooby-Doo vs. the Master Race. In tonight's movie, Scooby and the gang visit State University to visit their scientist friend.
You don't want to eat those. Huh? Because they're grown in radioactive soil.
Yeah, just rub the radiation off on your clothes. You'll be fine.
Everyone, this is my lab partner, Bill McLemore.
What? The scientists were making a video game based on Mystery Inc. until a computer virus got loose in the real world.
What is that?
That's a A.
The gang investigate, but the virus chases them through a montage until it's tricked into a room for shock therapy treatment. Okay, electrocuting a monster made of electricity, that makes sense. So with all this hijinks, they get zapped into the video game their scientist friend were developing. Oh, but that's not all. The twist here is, if they die in the game, they die for real.
Groundbreaking.
It's like Sword Art Online with even more incest.
Until they can get out by winning every level of the game, the danger in there will be very real.
Danger?
What? To escape the game, the gang must search each level to find a Scooby snack, which will take them to the next stage.
In this video game, you can get hurt.
They're aware they can die, but they risk their own life to save a virtual pterodactyl baby, which happened to have a snack underneath it.
Scooby snacks!
It's not real, you moron. Oh, but later, they didn't even untie the princess in the medieval level who was about to get eaten alive by a fire-breathing dragon. Suddenly, virtual lives don't matter anymore. Wow, devalue to women. This is exactly like Sword Art Online. Bring out the cousin-on-cousin incest. Incest, it's the best. Put your sister to the test. They montage to the final level, the city, and come upon a bag lady. Maybe she'll know the way to go.
Excuse us, ma'am. We were wondering.
Surprise, motherfucker.
What? This electronic glowing monster was shaded out where they couldn't tell who it was? What? Did whoever making this not know how light works? Oh, and guess what? They pull the same shit twice. Fuck you guys.
Hey, man. Great swing.
What the fuck?
They're shading on light. Pure light energy. I never realized you could harness the power of dark matter for dramatic shading. Their panic causes them to run into their past selves, who are just virtual clones that were intended to be the playable characters of this game. They decided it's best to work together to beat the final stage, but there's several boss fights here. It's the Scooby-Doo reunion! Remember classic monsters like the Creeper and... But fret not, they got a plan.
All these creatures in the real world turned out to be just people in costumes.
Nice try, Phantom Virus, but you can't fool us.
As of the time this movie was made, they've been solving crime for 32 years. Nearly every single time, it's been a guy in a costume. But the one single time in the entire series of Scooby Doo, as far as I know, they finally learn from past events and think, all those other monsters were people in costumes. Maybe this time it'll also be a guy in a costume. As it turns out, they're not guys in costumes. They're legit virtual monsters. And even if they were guys in costumes, what then? Oh man, I was gonna slice you open and sleep inside you, but you unmasked me. Darn. It's the third montage in the film, so let's skip to Daphne in the funhouse.
Oh no! Look how fat I am! Oh, it's just a trick mirror. You look perfect. Oh, thanks. You too.
Yeah, that's not gonna give a kid an eating disorder. Hey kids, if you're too skinny or too overweight and don't have this particular body type, Daphne hates you. What the fuck? Aren't the kids watching this supposed to be looking up to these characters? She doesn't get corrected or any repercussions. I guess Daphne sees these body types as unhealthy and wants to ridicule them because she's so concerned for their safety, or some shit she tells herself. Once all the monsters have been defeated, the virus is the only enemy left, but Shaggy accidentally ate his brain.
Hey, what's this? Zoinks! I've still got the magnet Professor Kaufman gave me.
Okay, so earlier in the film, the scientists give the gang magnets since magnets cause electrical interference that's dangerous to the digital monsters.
You had that magnet with you all this time and forgot about it?
Yeah, I guess I was too busy being scared.
You mean to tell me you had a weapon that could annihilate any digital creature in this virtual world and you just forgot? You just forgot you had a foot-long metal magnetic pole in your pants, you 1-inch dick dumbass.
The cyber gang is made of electromagnetic energy and therefore affected by the magnet.
Now look, you watching this film may say it's for kids, it's okay to make crap for them, they're stupid. No, they're not. I was in 3rd or 5th grade when this movie came out, and we were taught magnetic fields go through matter. You put a brick wall in front of a magnet, that will have zero effect. You cannot stop a magnetic field, especially by putting it in your pants.
Water, fire, air, and dirt. Fucking magnets, how do they work?
Well, being stupid as always, they lose the magnet, their one fucking saving grace. But who cares? They make it out of there. Fuck it. Who cares? Huh. I wonder what the virtual clones are doing knowing they have to spend eternity inside the computer world. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now we gotta figure out who created the virus. He's really obsessed with baseball.
How's this for a heavy hitter? You're in the major leagues now. Let's play ball. Let's play ball.
And there was that scientist they met at the beginning of the film with the baseball obsession. Wait a minute. What if it's...
All I'm getting is that the virus had a thing for... baseball! Bill!
Your ass is grass, Jimmy Olsen, and I got the weed. Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck you, Jimmy. I can't believe Macklemore would disgrace the prestigious educational institute of State University. But why would he do this?
Professor Kaufman chose your video design over mine, even though I've been here 2 years longer.
He's mad he wasn't eligible to some scientist prize project. So he created this virus to wreck the other projects, but because Mystery Inc. was on his fine red-haired ass, he trapped Scooby and the gang in the virtual world in hopes of killing them. Really? Really? Wow. What started out as vandalism turned into attempted murder. I guess this criminal's a douchebag. I'm Sheriff John Bennell, and Scooby Doo fucking sucks. Eat my ass, Warner Brothers.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Don't you want a rematch?
It is mystery time. We have a case to solve. AquaTeen Hunger Force, assemble!
Adult Swim's AquaTeen Hunger Force is... I don't know how to explain the show. 3 food products hang around and weird stuff happens. But did you know their first appearance was on the mock late-night talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
AquaTeen Hunger Force, assemble!
Frylock, the hunger hater tater.
Meat Wad, ball of compressed meat. The burn is in your mind.
And together we are AquaTeen Hunger Force.
They were originally a group dedicated to feeding hungry teenagers, thus the name. The characters were designed to be as simple to animate as possible. This includes no legs given. Frylock at one time was going to move around by turning upside down as his fries act as tentacle legs, but a crew member thought it was, quote, the most disturbing thing ever. The show is animated not in Flash, but in Avid Video Editing and After Effects. The budget for each episode is only $60,000, fairly cheap for animation. A traditional American cartoon tends to cost around $300,000 to $500,000 an episode. The only reason the AquaTeen are detectives was so executives who may or may not approve of the series will understand why these food products are together, because, really, how would you explain AquaTeen to someone who's never seen it?
Here's my character. His name is Salami. Get it? Salami.
Rapper Schooly D wrote the first theme song the same day it was recorded while on his way to the studio in his limo. Wow. A running gag in the show is whenever someone throws an object, it explodes. As explained in an Adult Swim channel bumper I saw one time forever ago, Frylock would clone household objects so much they'd be molecularly unstable.
Hello, Master Shake.
Hello.
The internet wizard from episode Interfection has a real-life website, though I do not recommend visiting it unless you want to be spammed with pop-up ads.
Enter the internet.
The house from the Brack Show is featured in one of the pop-up ads in the episode. The Space Kats segments were going to be its own spin-off series, but the one episode produced were split up into portions to start off each 4th season AquaTeen episode. Another failed spin-off featured characters similar to the born-again Christian Fruits in their own series, Soul Quest Overdrive. Only 4 of the 6 episodes were aired. Much of the backgrounds were recycled from previous Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon Network shows, Swat Kats, Johnny Quest, and Powerpuff Girls.
Dancing is forbidden.
Blank is forbidden was going to be a catchphrase, but the crew felt it was too forced, though you can hear it over and over elsewhere. During the 2003 going into 2004 New Year's, Adult Swim played during commercial breaks a crossover party with many of their shows. Here it's revealed Frylock gets his powers from the diamond in his back.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
You will be destroyed.
You're going down.
The explosion will be of extraordinary magnitude.
The pixelated Moon and Night invaders are intended to be the ghost of the real-life E.T. Atari landfill. In I am not making this up events, Atari produced a video game based off the film E.T. It was a financial failure and all the customer returned copies were buried in the New Mexico desert. Be sure to look into the documentary Atari Game Over.
Yeah! Tonight!
The AquaTeen's grumpy neighbor Carl, last name drives the vehicle Too Wicked. It's the show creators Mike real-life car just with decals photoshopped over it. Carl has appeared in commercials for KFC, Carl's Jr., and as an angry radio caller in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Let's go to the phones real quick.
Yeah, I'm calling in to request, any music that ain't this. Stop playing everything you've been playing, cause your music sounds like a dumpster rolling down 5 flights of stairs.
In 2008, there was an open fan audition to play Carl for the live-action AquaTeen episode Last One Forever and Ever. The winner was Dave Long Jr. of Pennsylvania.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Adult Swim Vice President Mike Laszlo was strongly against the episode airing on TV, and rather it be shown on DVD or online. The crew treated it as a final episode until they were renewed for more seasons.
Carl might want to be careful. Dracula's out there.
Dracula?
It's not Dracula.
Go back to sleep, you freak.
Shake is the only character without a bedroom. He sleeps in the living room chair. His age is hinted to be, quote, pushing 40, as stated in the video game Zombie Ninja Pro-Am, in which you golf while fighting monsters. It's inspired by the Atari 7800 game Ninja Golf, with the same concept. The group are considered brothers, while their father is Dr. Weird. Emory and Oglethorpe are named after colleges based in Atlanta. Oglethorpe University and Emory University. The theatrical film AquaTeen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters premiered April 13, 2007, but on April 1st the same month, Adult Swim played the entire theatrical film on TV at the very tiny corner of the screen as regular Adult Swim programming played.
You'll remember my next guest from their zany stunt to promote Cartoon Network's animated alien characters called Moonities.
I've talked about this next thing so many times in other videos, but bear with me on this. As a form of viral marketing, neon light brights of the Mooninites were scattered through major cities across America for weeks, until Boston law enforcement mistook these for bombs. The city was put in panic mode, Boston was shut down, Cartoon Network's president had to quit, the channel paid Boston $2 million, and I'm sorry that I didn't know this would happen money.
Roads were closed, the Charles River was closed, and questions were asked about terrorism.
It was a disaster. Talk about Boston some balls. The artists who created the devices, Zebler and his stoner friend, were put on the public eye, while their lawyer advised them not to discuss the incident outside of court at the time. Instead, they discussed hairstyles to the press.
Please, guys, I really want to seriously talk about haircuts in the 70s.
Okay. Did this company hire you because of your haircut?
My patience is gonna run out soon.
Did this marketing company hire you for your haircut?
When you're representing a big company like Cartoon Network, this was a terrible way to handle this. Zebler ended up doing 60 hours of community service.
That community service included creating this mural for children.
Afterwards, there were 3 slightly different versions of the same episode of AquaTeen made, mocking the incident. It remained elusive for 8 years, until January 2015, the episode was leaked, and relatively went unnoticed on YouTube for whatever, who cares. Until 3 months later on April 8, 2015, when news spread through social media. The episode's animation is unfinished and uncensored.
It's a freaking light!
Bomb!
Light!
Bomb!
Light!
Bomb!
Light!
Bomb!
Light!
Bomb!
Light!
It's a bomb! Will you shut the fuck up?
You can find the episode simply titled Boston if you search hard enough. It's not on any home video release, but Ignignog dressed as Bin Laden, as featured in this episode, is displayed on Volume 5's DVD sleeve. Now, I wonder what happened around April 8th for this to get a spike of interest. Oh, it was me, my top 10 unreleased cartoons video. I mentioned it. Rumor has it, should the episode ever be leaked in any form, Ted Turner will cancel the series. Luckily, that's just a rumor. Now, that's all the facts for today. Let's see what's next for AquaTeen Hunger Force.
The final season begins Sunday, June 21st on Adult Swim.
Oh, this is partially my fault, huh? Oh, I left the stove running in the car. I'll be back.
Say goodbye to the AquaTeens because they might not make it through the night.
A photo for me? I hope you like it. Your nose poked my eye out, Doug. Call an ambulance. Help!
the street.
Oh boy, the 90s! Let's conveniently forget anything bad was ever broadcasted. You may notice my vocal clarity is off. Things will be back to normal next video, recording in a different place. Onto the topic, Nickelodeon, the greatest channel ever in the 90s, has existed since 1977, where they played other company-created cartoons. But in 1991, Nickelodeon started their first 3 own original Nicktoons, premiering on the same day: Ren and Stimpy, Rugrats, and Doug. Anyone remember Nickelodeon's Doug? It was like the 90s version of Charlie Brown, except even less funny. It's a slice-of-life show about Doug's elementary school and family life, being the only Caucasian guy in a world full of rainbow-skinned humans. Though remembered fondly by most 90s kids, what surprises me is not a lot of people bring up its unusually morbid Christmas special I'm making this video on.
Dear Journal, funny how on the brink of the best holiday of the whole year, the worst thing that could possibly happen happened.
In a world full of colored people of color, one white man with not enough guilt. Doug Funny in Doug's Christmas Story on VHS, featuring a ho lot of Doug. This tape has only 2 episodes included. That is a ho lot of nothing. This is the minimal amount of Doug you could get. Who decided how little to put into this tape? EA Games?
Challenge everything.
But look how happy Doug is. What whimsical Christmas tale shall this VHS chronicle? The I no longer believe in Santa story? The not knowing what gift to buy his friend Patty story? Nope. Doug's Christmas Story is about his pet dog Porkchop getting euthanized via a lethal injection after biting a girl. Merry Christmas!
That's me.
It's just a nice Charlie Brown day at the frozen lake. The kids skate the day away, secretly depressed at the imminent threat of back to school haunting their winter break. They try blocking out the fact school starts again next week, but it's just a sad reality they face. The stupid rich girl BB Biznatch wanders into thin ice, ignoring all warning signs, even when Doug's dog, Porkchop, tries his best to stop her.
Go away, Porkchop. I'm busy.
BB, you idiot. Porkchop's last resort is to drag that hoe like she be talking shit.
Tiger style.
But from everyone's perspective, we can see how this could be misconstrued. The whole town, including Doug, has turned against Porkchop, which, really, can you blame them?
The children of Bluffington are safe from this brutal trained killing machine.
That brutal killing machine.
It's a pretty good conflict they wrote. This isn't one of those talking animal cartoons, so Porkchop is caught up in this humongous misunderstanding with humans who think he's dangerous and can't understand him.
Let's go.
Porkchop.
Porkchop has been detained and now has charges pressed against him. Not the family that owns him and didn't put him on a leash. Porkchop himself is put under trial. This dog that doesn't talk is trialed as their own person. Sure, okay. Luckily, the court trial is still days away. Should Porkchop lose the court case, euthanasian. Who's an Asian? Euthanasian.
Everybody knows Porkchop's a nice dog.
That's it. We can get everybody to say what a nice dog Porkchop is.
Doug ain't gonna let this go. His only solution as a 90s kid is to make a petition to show support for Porkchop. Yeah, a petition. That'll work. It did a great job bringing back your show. Nice going, Disney.
We have a city to rescue. Doug is coming at you next, right here on ABC.
Don't mind me going on a tangent here. For anyone confused, Doug started on Nickelodeon, ran from 1991 through 94, ended 2 years later in 1996, continued on the competing Disney's ABC channel of all places for the one Saturday morning block. Anyone remember that?
5 hours of summer, once a week, on Saturday morning. Yeah.
This was the only time anyone saw Doug as a valuable asset. Disney in their big evil corporate airship thought, you know what? Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Avatar, not good enough. Doug, that's what we need for ourselves. Hell yeah. From what I've encountered, fans seem to hate this version and the changes made. My memory on Disney's Doug is a little fuzzy, so I got my sources from a very trustworthy Tumblr post. Feel free to name any changes we may have missed. The Disney version had Doug in middle school, his bully Roger was a millionaire now, the honking noises Skeeter made were confirmed to be a mental disorder. Several episodes expanded on Doug's involvement with Foxhound. They had the Shengon Wu from the previous series, but they had to be renamed for licensing issues. Doug had a baby brother called Duke. Skeeter became a Black Panther. The inside of Doug's house was made out of human body parts. Patty was a ghost the whole time. She had organic web shooters. Rice balls became donuts. Quailman snapped Roger's neck. The series ended on a Jonestown-esque mass suicide, while Mr. Dink fell into the Hunkerburger's deep fryer. And lastly, Doug's appearance in Kingdom Hearts 2 was fun, yeah, but it retconned much of the Doug canon previously established. Overall, the continuity of the Disney series was a mess.
It's important now that you're going to be an older brother to know where babies come from.
You really wanted to talk to me about sex?
Oh, yes.
I learned all that stuff in school.
You did?
Yeah, sure.
Now, let's get back to discussing the Nickelodeon Christmas episode. Now, let's get back to discussing the Nickelodeon Christmas episode. I warn you, it's a good episode, but I'm gonna spoil it. So if you're not caught up with the current Doug canon, you may want to marathon it. Doug creates a petition to show support for Porkchop. Hardly anyone in town is willing to sign said petition. And then there's this asshole.
This is Christmas. It's no time for petitions and legal business. This is supposed to be a happy time. This is not happy. Save it for after the holiday.
But by then, it'll be too late.
You should have thought of that before.
I don't even know what to say. Screw her. Well, the town hates them. But surely the labia media will give a fair analysis on the incident with a very unbiased dramatization of what occurred.
Hello, doggy.
Oh, yeah. Porkchop is fucked. Sorry, Doug. Depressed, beaten, and balding at the age of 10, Doug is unable to talk with the victim, BB, but tries for her millionaire father, Mr. Bluff, who obviously hates Porkchop and wants nothing to do with this.
Porkchop didn't mean to hurt BB.
Well, I think we'll let the court decide whether putting an innocent girl in the hospital is just playing with her.
Once again, it's a great conflict they set up. You can't blame him for hating the dog that put his daughter in the hospital. Unless you're Batman, practically every other cartoon portrays the rich guy as irredeemably awful for no reason. But here's a guy who's just like, yeah, you do the same assuming a dog attacked your daughter. I would stick to that, though this next thing he says makes me kinda hate him.
I just don't like dogs. They don't have any money. They don't even know what money is.
That's no reason to take it out on Porkchop.
It's a perfect reason. He's a dog, isn't he?
What an asshole! I know it's a joke, but the joke kinda interferes with your perception of his character. In less than a minute, he started angry but understandable, the next became a caricature of an evil billionaire. Then again, why am I analyzing character depth in Doug?
But he's not just a dog, Mr. Bluff. He's like my best friend.
Best friend? What happened to Skeeter? I thought Skeeter was your bestie. You put your pet dog over your one black friend, you honky-ass bastard. If you don't have a black best friend, how are you supposed to make yourself feel less guilty for posting racist comments online?
Take my advice, young man. Get a new best friend.
I guess all hope is lost. Doug convinces himself to break Porkchop out of the pound by making a cupcake that a guard eats and makes a toxic gas cloud. I believe this confirms Doug is the only Nicktoon that has ever resorted to chemical warfare, as far as I know.
Very, very bad dogs. Oh no! What?
All right, out you go.
No! Please!
Pug, you ducked up. It's the day of the court trial. This is their last chance to save Porkchop. How bad could this be? Crap, she got the sympathy vote.
Isn't she a brave little girl, ladies and gentlemen?
Ooh, elementary school girl almost got eaten by a dog. How brave. I don't see her serving in the military. Asshole. Well, this court case looks hopeless. But it's Christmas. Surely we'll have a Christmas miracle to save Porkchop and prove his innocence. There's always a miracle in Christmas. It happened to Tiny Tim. It happened to Charles Manson. It happened to the Smurfs. And it's gonna happen to Porkchop, right? 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 Nah, just kidding. That's just Doug's imagination making him fear things that often never happen. They proved Porkchop was protecting BB, they have Christmas dinner, and Doug gets a hipster-ass banjo for Christmas. I don't know about you, but I don't like the looks of that tree topper. And that was Doug's Christmas story. Not really a Christmas story, just a story taking place around Christmas. I guess this means Doug is the diehard of animation. So, Happy New Year, and Merry Shelley Frankenstein to you all.
You want a particle accelerator?
Yes, something useless.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Stupid atom smasher.
The top 5 Christmas specials in no particular order. Are these the best specials ever? I don't know. They're just ones I feel like recommending to you all. It's juice and jam time.
Merry Christmas!
Fire!
Now that wasn't very nice.
Could Santa kick your dad's ass? Yes, he could. As part of Frederator's fuck, goddamn, yeah, cartoons animated shorts were 4 15-minute episodes of Super Santa.
Are you really Santa Claus?
Oh, go ahead. Give it a tug. Oh!
Santa saves day again!
Santa and Mrs. Claus are superheroes protecting the world any time of year. You could totally confuse it for an episode of the Powerpuff Girls. There's a great balance of humor intended for kids and adults, and I mean actual adults in maturity, not like 6-year-olds swearing thinking that's adult in vulgarity.
A crowd gathers around Santa and South Pole Joe, not to watch the battle, but to try to get to the mailbox that was behind them. Everyone needed to mail their taxes because the deadline was upon them.
I had no idea what taxes were when this was airing in 1998. I'm sure these were intended to be pilots for a potential series, but would you really want to watch a full series on a seasonal character? Watching holiday specials outside their respected seasons, that's just wrong. Halloween specials, maybe. Christmas? Hell no. It ruins the magic. You can watch all 4 Super Santa cartoons on creator Mike Bell's Vimeo, linked below. Mike Bell even voices Santa here, in the Powerpuff Girls, and in Spongebob. Yeah, he was that guy.
Oh yeah, cartoons.
But you're gonna need your Christmas best to beat me!
Look out, true believer. With bones of solid peppermintium, the ferocious leader of Santa's elite strike force, Alpha Strike, is Wintergreen.
So what if we get X-Men, but make it Christmassy like Wolverine, Wintergreen, Nightcrawler, Nutcracker, and instead of Colossus, Coniferous? That's what codename Kids Next Door did in Operation Naughty. The K&D's nemesis, the Delightful Children, overtake Santa's workshop to put all kids of the world but themselves on the naughty list. The secret agent group, Kids Next Door, with the help of the X-Men knockoffs Alpha Team, assemble to save Christmas. In addition, if you're one of those number 3 and number 4 shippers, this is an episode for you. Pardon what I'm about to do. Discussions of shipping does this to me. Anywho, an X-Men Xmas parody. How esoteric can you get? Then again, I can't be surprised when this is the same cartoon that made a shot-for-shot parody of the Matrix's anime anthology short, Animatrix: The Second Renaissance. Like, 5 people are gonna know what that is.
Merry Christmas, true believers, and to all a good night.
Number 6. Screw it, this video is too short, so number 6. I'd make this a top 10, but I got college to finish soon, so whatevs. The DC superhero Static Shock in the episode Frozen Out had our electric-type hero face an ice-based villain, Permafrost. I hope their strengths and weaknesses go by Pokemon logic. Making her a little different from the usual monster of the week is that she's a homeless child with a delusional mental illness. Not exactly a villain Static would want to physically hurt.
I'm not a social worker. How can I help someone like that?
When you find her, try to remember this. She's not some faceless category, the homeless. She's a person like you and me, a person in pain.
You can give a superhero all these powers, but what are they gonna do about the homeless problem, huh? Did you end world hunger, Superman? Huh? No? Well, thanks for nothing. Putting the hero through something they can't solve with their powers or skills is the perfect way to challenge a character. Any other story could have just made Permafrost crazy and homeless, and that's all there was to them. Static Shock was a show that delved into social issues. It's also one of the few times I've seen a non-Sunday school cartoon be so open and casual about religion. Just a normal thing these characters do and adds a little bit to their world. It makes me wonder why Warner Brothers haven't released the complete series on DVD or streaming.
Whether you are a disciple of Mohammed, a child of Abraham, or a member of the body of Christ, you know that you are called upon to care for the needy and the poor.
Amen. That's right. Absolutely.
Not too shabby.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy's Jingle Jingo Django Unchained. As per the usual episode, Eddie spends the day being an asshole because he got a dickie for Christmas.
A dickie? They still make these?
Desperate for a real present, Eddie mooches off the other kids living in the cul-de-sac. It's some of the few bits of character development you'll get out of the series.
The true meaning of Christmas isn't about materialistic needs or selfish wants. Rather, it comes from here.
That's my udder you're touching.
And the Kanker sisters are there, who butt-fuck them at the end, role-playing as religious nativity figures. Pretty surprised they got away with that one.
I'm an angel! Stop!
What I think is overlooked about Jingle Jingle Django involves Rolf. His seasonal decorations have the word Vorlik written on it. What does it mean? I think it's Rolf's last name, but some Ed fans on forums believe it to be maybe his country or a greeting in his own mystery language. There's not much speculation on it, so I guess we'll never know well.
Yes, my neck will touch the hair in season 2. It's my some care. Arnold!
Dare I say, Nickelodeon's best cartoon ever. A Hey Arnold Christmas. Football Head here is having a secret Santa in the boarding house he lives in. Arnold's ideal present for housemate Mr. Wynn is to reunite him with his separated daughter. The catch is, Mr. Wynn and his daughter were separated during the Vietnam War.
The fighting was coming closer and closer. I knew this would not be a good place for my child to grow up. I could not keep her safe.
This is one of the boldest Christmas specials I've seen since that one I reviewed a few weeks ago of Nickelodeon's Doug, where the town rallied to have his pet dog euthanized for biting a girl during Christmas. I'm not making that up. This video list is in no particular order, but this is my favorite Christmas special. We've seen the same holiday stories about saving Christmas or believing in Santa so many times, but Arnold is just a great show of kids dealing with heavy issues. Child neglect, muggings, addiction, Hitler. Yeah, Hitler showed up.
Take that, Hitler! It'll beat you right
red, white, blue!
And Arnold's grandpa kicked his ass and gave him a wedgie. What the heck? Merry Christmas. So, in a Hey Arnold Christmas, Arnold and his friend Marge Simpson have to find one person in a major city. I accept this is a cartoon, but Arnold is 9 years old on a mission to reunite two war-torn refugees. That's a lot of pressure to put on a 9-year-old. Like, wow, you didn't find them? Arnold, you fucking 9-year-old? You sicken me. Pathetic. Go back to watching Minecraft videos.
There's millions of people in this city. It would take a miracle to find her.
Maybe. But what better time for a miracle than Christmas? Isn't that what Christmas is really about?
Presents, presents, presents! I've got to find the right present for Arnold!
This episode is even a great character showcase for bully/secret admirer Helga, who cares only about designer Nancy Spumoni snow boots and Arnold.
Merry Christmas, Helga!
No question, this is my favorite Christmas special and Nickelodeon series ever. After all these years, it's great to know people appreciate Hey Arnold the same way I do, and is finally getting a new TV movie to properly tie up the loose ends the show left on.
Well, what are you waiting for? It's the last shopping day before Christmas. Shoot!
Fight holiday traffic or watch your favorite holiday cartoons. I didn't think so. The 24-hour Christmas party will be right back.
If I live to be 1,000,000,002, I will never forget the year Goddard the 200-watt dog saved Nickmas.
Oh my god, it's a Rosie O'Donnell abandoned ship! Well, I wanted to end this video on something lighter. This isn't really a special, just two commercials that would always play on Nickelodeon. It just isn't Christmas unless there's a seasonal commercial that gets played every year and will not go away.
I don't know, I never met the guy.
The Nickelodeon Holiday Party and 12 Days of Nickmas crossed over all these 2000s era Nick stars together in stop motion. They're barely like 2 minutes long in total, but it was a memorable 2 minutes.
12 bubbles blowing! 11 clones attacking!
Some fans have even accepted these have a connection with an episode of Spongebob. Think back to the one with Patrick's secret box. You remember what was really in the box?
What embarrassing snapshot of SpongeBob at the Christmas party!
Ooh, there were embarrassing photos.
So how about that? This is part of a canon extended SpongeBob universe. To my knowledge, all that was made with these Christmas figures are these two TV spots. Seems like it had potential for much more, but I guess Viacom is a bunch of fucking hacks.
But somehow, through it all, they managed to remember the true meaning of the holiday season. To put aside our differences, join together and open presents! From all of us to all of you. Happy!
Insert holiday choice here.
You are not sending me to the cooler.
Everyone knows the better the TV show is, the faster it gets cancelled. Clerks Animated, 6 episodes made, 2 broadcasted on its original channel ABC. Then there's failed test pilots like Kitty Bobo or Korgoth with 1 episode produced and aired. But has any show only aired a portion of an episode before disappearing forever? Well, from what I could uncover, it's been done, though this series was not animated, so I hope you all don't mind we'll be talking about a live-action show this time.
Who has to go to the bathroom?
Oh, I do.
1992's Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos was an hour-long special, but even something intended to be 1 episode didn't even complete its run.
Yes, it's Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos.
Oh my god, look at how 90s this is. Oh.
Thank you and welcome to the most sensational collection of home videos since Rodney King nicked out one night for a pizza recently.
Oh, whoa, that wasn't even too soon. That was yesterday. The special was hosted by Australian comedian Doug Murray.
Who?
I appreciate he bedazzled his old prom blazer for the occasion. He even went through the trouble of ironing his blue jeans.
I just heard this is a record audience for Channel 9. About 160 more than the room is supposed to hold. If there's a fire, you're all gonna die.
Now, what is it that separates this from Australia or America's Funniest Home Videos? Nothing. It's the same cheesy, corny narration with filthier clips. Animals eating feces, old women topless, animal testicles, people sticking things up each other's asses. Oh, and a montage of animals having sex. It's even worse with the America's Funniest Home Videos meets Tosh.0. Whoa, wait a minute.
And when she bends over with no knickers on, wow.
Sure, it's an awful show, but when you consider in 1992 when this aired, nobody ever seen anything like this. The internet? That did not exist. You kids now can go online, see a video of a girl shitting into another girl's mouth and vomiting into the first girl's mouth as they make out, or marathon animals having sex for hours and hours in the privacy of your basement. But back then, you had to get dressed, put your pants on, and drive out to the zoo to see that kind of thing and share that moment with all the other freaks there. A real downer, we just weren't ready for this in 1992. The owner of the channel this aired on, 9 Network, was not impressed. Media tycoon and bridge troll Kerry Packer was having dinner at home as he was informed of the broadcast. Midway through the hour-long special, he called up the station and announced to the studio operators, and I quote, "Get that shit off the air."
We apologize for this interruption. Unfortunately, a technical problem prevents us continuing our scheduled program for the moment. In the meantime, we bring you a brief alternative program.
Film before a live studio audience.
The rest of the broadcast was replaced with an episode of Cheers. The next day, Packer fired and blacklisted many of the station employees, then described the show as, quote, disgusting and offensive shit. Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos aired 36 of its 60-minute broadcast. Percent-wise, that's 36 out of 60 in percent. 100 divided by 60, 1.66 times 36. Only 59% of a single episode was aired. It remained forgotten and buried under prison colony Australia until 16 years later in 2008, after Kerry Packer died.
Tonight, 16 years later, we're going to show you what some people found so offensive back in the 20th century. It's Australia's naughtiest home videos.
The special was aired again to nearly its entirety. Portions of a monologue ridiculing obese children was removed.
Oh, sure, pick on the fat kid.
Yeah, apparently you're not allowed to make fun of obese kids on Australian TV or something. You could go to, court and argue for your right to do so, but then again, why do you want to make fun of children, you sicko? What's wrong with you? There's people who say, well, it's not healthy to be that way. Let's be honest, you're not ridiculing people because you care about their safety, you're an asshole who's too afraid to admit it. So there you have the shortest TV run ever, as far as I know. 59% of an episode. Does there exist a shorter broadcast? Only Tim will tell.
The show's being canceled?
Wow, a real case of levitation. This just gets better and better. Maybe from where you're standing.
Oh man, it's Gothtober. That means we're gonna talk about Scooby Doo. Every year we get a new Scooby Doo special. Scooby Doo meets Kiss. Scooby Doo meets John Cena. Scooby Doo goes to fucking Mexico. Scooby Doo gets fucked in Mexico. But there was a time when Scooby Doo was still popular, yet there was a 4 or 5 year gap between each new installment. Things were quiet until 1998. We got something special that changed Scooby Doo forever.
It's Scooby Doo and the gang in their biggest adventure yet. This time, the monsters are real. Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater presents Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, Saturday at 7 on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, motherfucker. No more guys in costumes. This time the monsters are real. Welcome to the jungle, Scooby. You gonna die, essay. This was the straight-to-video movie Scooby Doo on Zombie Island's selling point.
You know, the real reason I changed jobs was because the monsters and ghosts always turned out to be bad guys in a mask.
Got a little boring, eh?
Though there were plenty of specials and spin-offs before this movie with supernatural creatures. Wasn't the whole point of Scooby Doo to teach kids there's no such thing as monsters and the real monsters are those who are corrupted by greed? Zombie Island is, I assume, a direct sequel to the original TV series. It's been years after the events of those episodes, and the gang's broken up to pursue more in life, but are still friends. Now that Daphne's a TV star, they reunite to investigate hauntings for ratings. This takes them to Moonscar Island, just outside New Orleans, where a mansion and its plantation have been facing ghostly disturbances for hundreds of years.
A pirate named Morgan Moonscar died on the island, and his spirit still haunts the place.
Well, no offense, Lena, but it's probably just some guy in an old pirate suit trying to scare off the local kids.
It was at that point where Fred made the biggest mistake of his life. I don't know what could be haunting this southern plantation, but I hope those reparation checks come in soon. It's almost the typical Scooby-Doo formula, but what me and Scooby-Doo fans alike have praised the most is the darker tone. It's slower, more cinematic, and the color palettes are less saturated. There's moments where I have to say, yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
I think we ditched him, buddy.
They're going against actual zombies, people's reanimated corpses. Or is it just an elaborate hoax? Watch the film and find out. Compare this to the previous outing, 1994's Scooby-Doo Arabian Nights. Ugh, it's like the dollar store version. You know, Zombie Island was never meant to be a Scooby movie. Its plot was written for a different show, Swat Kats. Yeah, the short-lived jet fighter action series of talking cats. A writer for Swat Kats, Glenn Leopold, had the idea for a zombie episode, but because Swat Kats got cancelled so soon, it was adapted into Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Good thing there's that Swat Kats Kickstarter.
Take it easy, Shag. It's just a mask.
If this is a mask, Fred, it's a pretty darn good one.
Besides Fred's voice actor, Frank Welker, the original cast from the 60s and onward have been replaced. They each do a good job, but Shaggy's replacement voice, Billy West, sounds a little off sometimes.
Like, take it easy, buddy. Something will turn up.
This is the first time ever Shaggy's original actor, Casey Kasem, and Scooby's OG voice, Don Messick, were not involved in a Scooby project. Don passed away while Kasem temporarily left his role as Shaggy over a Scooby-Doo Burger King commercial.
Like I'm starving, Scoob.
It's true. Casey was a vegan and refused to play a character who wasn't. He almost quit being Shaggy entirely had What's New Scooby-Doo not made Shaggy into a vegan. I can't believe this. Vegans nearly killed Scooby-Doo but failed. You could have stopped all my suffering. And they could have gotten away with it too had they not been drinking half and half. Thanks for nothing, assholes. Let's get back to the topic of edge.
Dark, brooding, important.
Sometimes reboots will give their franchise more violence, darkness, drama, seriousness, to tell more mature, explicit stories they couldn't tell before, and or so they can appeal to an older audience. And by older audience, I mean middle school tryhards who just learned what swear words are. I know I might have insulted any middle schoolers watching this video, but I was no different at that age. Getting a darker tone out of a pre-existing property can really go bad if you're not careful. There's good balances between what's already established given a harder edge, such as this movie, and the Sonic Satayam cartoon. The original spirit is still in there without being corrupted. And then there's abysmal examples where the edge overpowers the original feel of the show. Online, it's referred to as too edgy. The main one everyone brings up is the Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off game, Shadow the Hedgehog.
No more gods, no more graves, somewhere in between.
You know they made a grim, dark Space Invaders? Yeah, that game. They retitled it Space Raiders for GameCube, and had a super morbid apocalyptic intro with 9/11-esque imagery, while the actual game was just... Thankfully, Zombie Island still feels like a Scooby Doo episode, just with scarier monsters, and that's what a lot of people wanted. I'd say this was the best and most influential Scooby Doo piece of media there is. Its financial and critical success jump-started life into Scooby Doo. Every year after this, to this day, is a new Scooby Doo film and or TV show.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
That's enough, guys.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't.
The Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, and the recent Mystery Incorporated series continued the spookier tone. Dark Scooby was in and could have destroyed its own franchise. How so?
I'm Mary Jane.
Like, that is my favorite name.
Really?
Yeah.
What if I told you the live-action 2002 film was at first being made into a PG-13 self-parody of the original series? I'm serious. Shaggy was going to be a more blatant stoner, Daphne and Velma had a secret lesbian relationship on the side.
This just gets better and better.
What can you expect when the film was written by Guardians of the Galaxy writer and director James Gunn? Now, what caused Warner Brothers to get cold feet on the PG-13 Scooby film? Well, the year before was another self-parody Hanna-Barbera live-action adaptation made for teenage audiences, Josie and the Pussycats the movie. I love that movie, its early 2000s pop-punk soundtrack, and Josie's gorgeous hair, but it did not make any money. Part of the blame went to its MPAA rating. I know this because on home video they released a separate PG-rated family edition. What was in this film that deserved to be PG-13?
You messed with the wrong pussy.
It seemed like at the time this was where Hanna-Barbera was heading. 2001 was the start of the late-night programming block Adult Swim. Their lineup assembled adult parody versions of forgotten children's cartoons. Birdman, C-Lab, Space Ghost. If the PG-13 Scooby-Doo film did happen, Scooby could have ended up as one of those weird shows Adult Swim airs at 3 a.m. It was nice while it lasted, but Scooby-Doo eventually bounced back to aiming towards an audience of pussies. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say children. As an adult such as myself, I demand harder-edged children's programming. Maybe it was for the best. Who knows how edgy Scooby-Doo could have gotten.
Let's cut out their kidneys and sell to the black market.
To sum it all up, Zombie Island, best Scooby-Doo film? Yes, it is. Yet the one thing I both love and hate about Zombie Island are those cheesy 90s montage songs this film has during chase scenes. It's not Scooby-Doo without it, but there's something so corny about them.
Yes, it's terror time again. Oh, you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Oh, man. I almost had a heart attack there.
It's the night before Christmas.
Welcome back to Rebeltaxi on BET, motherfucker. Hosted by your hunky-ass Hispanic Pan Dulce Pizza. Thank you. We've each seen a holiday special that's been played over and over every December. I grew up on reruns of the Santa Brothers, All of the Other Reindeer, Rudolph the Red State Reindeer, Grandma got run over by a reindeer, Grandpa got gunned down by a reindeer, and Great-Grandpa got polio from a reindeer. They don't make them like that anymore. But for the more urban demographic, this is the night before Christmas.
Battleship sunk.
You are aware of the original Night Before Christmas poem, "'Twas the night before, not a creature was stirring, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner Party." Well, this special has nothing to do with that. It's about an elf moving to America in hopes of becoming a rap star, and it's all spoken through rhyme, which you gotta give credit to that.
Please, all the really cool toys are high-tech Japanese. Some lame wooden train that can't play your CDs or your games DVDs. I reiterate, please, the vibe here is old, is played out, and tired.
It's an average 30-minute special special. Nothing amazing, nothing terrible. I at least admire the character designs. I could say the backgrounds are pretty shitty, but that would imply they're pretty. Searching the people behind the scenes, The Night Before Christmas was made by Night Before Productions. So what else have they made? Nothing. They existed to make this and nothing more. They completed their life's work, they set realistic goals. I'm very proud as a parent. Well, let's step and fetch this short. You know it's gonna be a good one with Comic Sans font for credits. The star of this 30-minute Krampus special, Elvin, works for Black Santa. I call him Blanca. Elvin gets fired and decides to follow his dreams of becoming a rap superstar, since it's way better than being born into a society of child labor.
With my talent and smarts, I control the top 40. Just keep your eyes on the charts for the one called Slim Shorty.
This was made in 2003, if you haven't already noticed. It's like the movie 8 Mile, except this is 8 inches of snow. Well, returning to our subject, straight out of the North Pole, crazy mother romancer Elvin is dropped off in the middle of Portland, with a car being his only transportation from here on.
And as soon as he did, a truck tore up his car.
Oh wow, that was close. I was on the edge of panic. Good thing he's safe and that didn't kill him, thank goodness. Fucking piece of shit! He's now stranded and can't get to, I assume, Los Angeles, but why didn't the reindeer just drop him off in LA instead of Portlandia?
What's up, fool? Need a ride?
Don't take rides from furries, kids.
Common sense says that it's better to cruise than hang around Portland in jingly shoes.
So what's your name, dog?
Okay, impressionable kids watching this, it's okay to take rides from strangers. I'm a little surprised. They normally don't allow this. It's one of those American cartoon standards. Standards such as characters must wear seatbelts in the car or have a helmet for safety, no matter how cool they are. Or even if they're frickin' Wolverine with healing abilities, they need that helmet for safety. No excuses. In the Japanese anime Digimon Digital Monsters Digimon Garlic Champions, the Digidestins hitchhike into a stranger's car, but in the English translation, they alter the dialogue to mention it's one of the characters' cousins, who just happens to be driving by.
Hey Sora, I think your cousin's a major lame-o.
The Night Before Christmas is like, hey kids, sometimes you just gotta take a ride from strangers you never met in the middle of the forest where no one can hear you scream. If you had one shot or one opportunity, would you capture it or just let it slip? Let that stranger take you to the candy shop.
I'm in music myself and my girlfriend's a singer. It was destined to be that you'd fall in with Pup. You can leave it to me. I'll for sure hook you up.
This is where we meet Pup Daddy, Jell-O, and Seamus. Oh!
Elvin knew this was his moment of truth. Started slamming like Shaq, slinging arrows like Cupid. When that boy started rapping, the whole place got stupid.
I'm a man from the land of ice and snow.
I like how Elvin got a new outfit. He looks like a fusion between Huey Freeman and Fred Flintstone. The gang collab in the club, and yes, this is a rap musical. The music's okay. It ain't no Hollerback Girl or anything. But in this universe, they're so amazing, a record producer signs them the fuck up.
His rapping was nearly a riot inducer, which is great if you're playing before a producer.
Are you seeing this guy? He has a Hitler mustache, a soul patch, and a scar. This is what profiling was made for. I have a question. Has there ever in the history of media been a positive portrayal of a record producer that didn't screw someone over? Please, give some aspiring musicians some hope.
Maker of idols, creator of stars, I own 17 mansions.
Those aren't mansions. Those are screenshots for E.T. on Atari, you cuck. They stupidly signed the contract, sealing their fate. Is this the end of Elvin? Gellion? Only Tim will tell.
Should I tell him?
Nah, it's Christmas.
Toasty!
Now it's the night before Christmas. Then it's Jingle Jingle Jangle. This is Cartoon Network.
They stupidly signed the contract, sealing their fate. Now we must suffer one of many musical montages.
As this is my life and it's my heart and it's my world that you're tearing apart.
A musical montage should progress the story. Instead, this recaps it. Footage we've already seen makes up the entire music video. We're 7 minutes in and you want a recap? What's crazy is that I distinctly remember these segments being cut for time in the TV broadcast. They are now forced to record in the greedy producer's home and entertain his rich, spoiled daughter, Kimiko. Oh no, I'm sorry. Evelina Katrina. Yes, that's her name.
My daddy's tops. He's the boss of you all.
Said young Evelina Katrina Sue Saul.
You know what they say, Moe money, Moe problems. Back at the North Pole, a mystery infection breaks out. How did this happen? And what's the sickness? Who cares? It's fucking Christmas.
It spread through the ranks, from the elves to the chief, left them sneezing and wheezing with no sign of relief.
Oh, did you see that? The guy disappeared. Where did he go? Considering this was 2003, most TVs were full screen, so they could hide crap like this from the edges. Why even produce this in widescreen if you're gonna cut these corners? That's like ordering a pizza and not eating the crust. You are weak.
We must postpone the tour. Christmas has to be saved.
The crew get word of the sickness, but are under contract to stay on their tour schedule. A breakout is attempted, but to no Advil.
It followed that elf, cause that's what Saul demanded. When his path dead-ended, they caught him red-handed.
Oh no, now they're trapped in one of those cartoon prisons where the bars are wide enough to walk through, but they just don't for some reason. If you're wondering, animation does that often since it's a stylistic choice so you can see their faces. If you haven't noticed, we kinda have a Pluto versus Goofy complex here because there are humanoid dogs coexisting with the producer's regular guard dogs. That'd kinda be like as if our world kept tiny naked humans as pets. Weird. So about this cage, how are they gonna get out of this one? If we learned anything from a cartoon, is that you can unlock anything with a hairpin. Flying back to the North Pole, Evelina attempts to sabotage their plans, but like the videos I watch on RedTube, they tie up the young Asian girl. Santa and all the other elves are indisposed. Elvin and his friends must build the Christmas toys themselves.
Let's hit the shop. We got plenty to do.
Doesn't Santa ever just buy the toys? I never seen a depiction of Santa buying stuff from like Walmart to give to kids. His elves are building the toys kids want, replicating existing copywritten products in their own factory and distributing them during Christmas for free. Do the companies and creators of the original products receive compensation? No. Santa Claus is no better than some sleazy foreign bootleg sweatshop toy maker.
That's a bitch move, Santa.
All right, man your station. Show Santa we care.
Wait, the toys they have to assemble is literally as easy as a pull of a lever? Then what's the point of the elves? Is this some socio-economic commentary on factory jobs being lost to machines? I don't think so. And remember Evelina and how she hates them? Well, not anymore.
But stepping inside, her whole attitude changed.
Oh, wow, this is cool. It's so cool, I believe if I came from this place, well, sir, I'd never leave.
Yeah, she just looks at this one place and thinks, this is pretty cool. I guess I could help with manual labor. Suddenly, she's part of the crew. Her praises of this factory guilt trips Elvin into the regret of leaving this place. That's right, Elvin. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Shame on an elf for having dreams. Your dream should have died a long time ago after you lost that rap battle to the suburban kid wearing a Sum 41 t-shirt.
I was listening to my favorite band once again. Sum 41.
Evelina happens to also know of a cure for the sickness with her mother's recipe. Christmas is saved and Elvin decides to continue living in the North Pole and become like president of the elves, I guess.
Oh, Elvin? He went back to living quite large, this time at the North Pole as head elf in charge.
Head elf in charge? Oh, you guys. Yeah, that was the night before Christmas. Forget your dreams, stay in a small town you grew up in, and maybe you'll run the very institution you grew up hating.
It looks as if everything turned out all right. So Merry Christmas, y'all, and to all, a good night.
Decorating the Christmas tree signals the beginning of the holiday season, and when it's done right, when all the lights and ornaments are gently placed on the tree with care, a common pine tree can be transformed into something special. Season's greetings and welcome. Up next, it's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, only on Cartoon Network.